gold tooth like I'm Shabba Ranks. Whoop, whoop, damn. 8 gold rings like I'm Shabba Ranks. 4 bad bitches like I'm Shabba Ranks. 1 gold tooth. Howdy. Good afternoon, good evening, I guess it would be here, 7:30. It feels kind of like afternoon still, but that's the West Coast for you. The sun may rise in the east, but at least it settles in a final location. It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication. It's the end of the world and all of Western civilization. Hey, Paul, I'm sick. Dude, man, get you some chicken noodle soup. Now I talked with a dude hitching his name to Peepaw Poopy Pants. Oh, no, not Peepaw Poopy Pants. Look out, it's Peepaw Poopy Pants. Everybody duck, here comes Peepaw Poopy Pants. Blue Peepaw Poopy Pants and red Peepaw Poopy Pants. And they're about to have a Poopy Pants fight. Hello again. How's everybody doing? I'm reveling in this fucking breeze, bro. That's why I had to do another one tonight, because I came out here to have a smoke, and I was like, Jesus. This is paradise right now, man. Paradise. Almost paradise. We're knocking on heaven's door. Whoa, almost paradise. How could we ask for more? Who is poopier? Trump. That's easy, man. Trump wins the poopy diaper. Like, if they did a weigh off, like, all right, both of our presidents are going to wear their diaper all day, and then we're going to weigh it at the end. Trump's weighs more, easily. Because, like, Biden, he's all thin and in good shape and stuff. He's eating, like, a quarter of a chicken breast and half a head of fucking raw broccoli every night. He's got good, healthy, fibrous poops. And Trump is just like French fries, Filet-O-Fish, Big Mac. You know what I mean? Man, that's a different consistency of duty. Hey, man, how you day doing? Good. I don't know, man. We haven't decided yet, right, Otello? It's like, who gets the president? Bigger boom boom or the smaller boom boom? The smaller boom boom is less embarrassing, obviously, less messy. But the bigger boom boom is more impressive. I don't know how we judge it. Guess we'll have to figure out what the lesser of two evils is on that one and make a choice, huh? Is it better to have a Peepaw with a boom boom that is gross because it's big, but it's also an impressive sized boom boom? Or is it better to have Peepaw with a boom boom that can probably hide it because it's a little boom boom, but it's still a boom boom? I don't know. Lesser of two diapers. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't think I'm equipped to make that call, as a political commentator. VP should be decided on who can clean the diaper better. Oof, then I think fucking Trump loses that because I gotta imagine it's way messier at the end of the day for Trump because, this may be TMI, but if you're into like the fast food stuff, you don't get the nice fibrous poos, you get, they're kind of liquidy and it's more like gravy that comes out of you, and that's gonna be way harder to wipe with the wipies than just a nice little boom boom in the pants. So I think if it's that, Trump just walks with it. If I ever get old enough to need a diaper, just take me out back. Don't take me out. Well, take me out back and change it for me. Bro, I deserve it. Everybody in the world deserves 2 diaper phases, okay? When you're born, you go boom boom in your pants. When you're old, you go boom boom in your pants. Both times, people take care of it for you, okay? When I get old, dude, don't take me out back. I want to boom boom till I'm done, okay? I think Giuliani would clean the diaper if Trump asked him to. Yeah, I think Trump's too proud to ask Rudy to get in there and scrape out the diaper. But if Trump said, "Rudy, get over here and scrape my diaper," he'd do it in a fucking heartbeat, bro. Rudy'd be like, "Yes, sir, Mr. President." I just don't think that Trump would ever let somebody see his boom boom butt cheeks and his boom boom balls. Dude, I don't think so, bro. Like Trump's way too proud, man. He's not gonna display his boom boom to anybody, man. My wife is a nursing aide in a retirement home. What she says about how those people are treated has me terrified to become unable to care for myself. Yeah, dude. It can be very, very sad. Getting old and having nobody to take care of you is one of the saddest ways to go out, Rudy just waiting to clean boom boom from Trump. Oh yeah, dude. I bet Rudy's hoping. Like he probably got his like an extra alert on his phone that sets off an alarm in his house so he never misses that call. Cause dude, if that boom boom call comes, Rudy's there. He wants to make sure he doesn't miss the opportunity. Rudy boom boom fet. Yep. It's the end of the world and all of Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east, but at least it settles in a final location. It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication. Whoo, Lord. Let me turn on the correct chat here. Hold on. No, that's not what we do. Is it this one? Yeah, it is this one. We want to do live chat. We want to make sure we're catching the whole fucking business here. I don't trust YouTube to decide what's visible and what isn't. So we're doing live chat. Let it fucking roll. Roll the dice and take what you will from it. Did I lock up my phone? Or you guys, oh yeah, you guys are just not chatting. It's weird. 87 people in here just sitting on their hands. Get the chat moving. I just argued with my coworkers about that song. What does it mean? I thought it was about the allure of California and how that can be destructive. It's like a warning. It's like a warning about California. That's the way I've always taken it. I don't know. Maybe you can find an interview with the Chili Peppers. But I've always taken it as this is a beautiful place, but it's got edge. It's a beautiful place, but it leaves a lot of people fucking dried up husks. A lot of people can't hack it. That's the way I always took it. I always thought it was just like a kind of a casual warning about California. Just heard the Peppers play it live. So great. Cool, dude. I've never gotten to see the Peppers live. I'd love to, though. Their live show is something else, man. I've definitely seen a lot of live, you know, obviously live recordings. Hmm. My brother's wife lives in an assisted living facility. A woman with dementia scratched another's eye out for snooping. Jesus. Bro, what the fuck is going on in chat today, bro? You guys are throwing the heavy bricks today. What the fuck, bro? Old lady with dementia scratched another old lady's eyeball out? Why are you telling me this, dude? What do you think about white guy flow? What do you mean? Like, can white guys flow? Yes. Is it rare? Yes. You done much traveling outside of the States? Almost none, yeah. The only place I've been to outside of the States is Mexico. Mexico. I've never even crossed the Canadian border. I have been to Mexico and Mexico only. Yeah, not very well traveled guy. I mean, I've traveled all over the states, all over the continental states, that is. But, yeah, not so much outside of the states. Scott Henson, is that Jim Henson's son? Said you went to Europe, though, right? No. The guys from DP went to Europe right around the time I was hired. I was not invited. I couldn't have afforded to go anyway. So yeah, no, I didn't get to go to Europe. I do talk a lot about how I want to go to Europe and where I would like to go in Europe, but I have never been. Besides California, are there any regions or states you've considered possible backup home state? Yeah, the whole West Coast, man. Oregon is beautiful. Washington is beautiful. I think I could make a nice home anywhere in there. I do think in the right kind of place in Arizona, I could settle down and be pretty fucking happy. There are a couple of East Coast states. I know it sounds fucking crazy, and with the weed situation being what it is there, I probably wouldn't do it, but West Virginia is probably my favorite East Coast state. It's just absolutely beautiful, but like I'm a sucker for dense woods, and I don't think I've ever seen woodlands denser than I've seen in West Virginia. And I loved Morgantown, West Virginia as well. I still have dreams about that place, the way it was just built right up in the mountains. It was just such a pretty little town. Finally registered to vote. Can't wait to throw my vote away. Enjoy your jury summons. No, that's cool, man. I think I've got to update my registration because I do plan to vote for Jill Stein, so I got to get that in order. Got to register independent and get it fucking rolling, I guess. I lived in the Piney Woods region of East Texas. I've had my fill of endless seas of trees. Sure, bud. Yeah, I'm moving to like a place where there's trees and beach. So the only thing I'm going to be lacking is like wide open spaces. I got mountains, I got trees, I got beach. I don't got a big open field, you know? I don't got much visibility unless I'm looking out on the ocean. Just got done with my second job, came to unwind, not despair at the incoming bullet we call time. Still, I'm always happy to see this cool dude talking and sharing his heart and mind. Happy Pride. Yeah, you too, buddy. You too, buddy. Happy Pride. Peepaw, poopy pants, or peepaw, poopy pants, which one will it be? Peepaw, poopy pants, or peepaw, poopy pants, who's best for you and me? It's worth voting Jill Stein in a deeply red state, just a waste. I don't buy this whole wasted vote thing. You do have to be like realistic about it, right? Like, you know, your vote is not gonna, you know, your state's going red. I live in California. My state's going to Peepaw poopy pants no matter what, you know. So it's not throwing your vote away though. To vote. That's like red versus blue mentality shit. You really won't hear a person like me saying you're throwing your vote away. That's red versus blue, lesser of two evils. Vote for Joe Biden. You know, the lesser of two genociders, etc. type of rhetoric. You don't hear that out of me, and you won't. It just doesn't avail me of anything. I don't think it makes sense. A cast vote is a cast vote. You didn't waste it. An uncast vote is an uncast vote. You didn't waste it. You're counted either way, so. Agree to disagree. Okay, that's chill. Paul, California doesn't go to Peepaw Poopy Pants. It'll go to Peepaw Poopy Pants instead. Oh, that's right. You're right. California will. Sorry, let me correct myself. Earlier, I mistakenly said that California would go to Peepaw Poopy Pants when clearly, blue state, it's going to go to Peepaw Poopy Pants. My bad. I stand corrected. But the praxis, my guy. The praxis, my dude. Not voting is my vote? Yeah, I mean, that's a viable thing to do. It's called a protest vote. It's counted just like a positive vote is. You know, like I said, unless you live in a handful of states, your vote isn't fucking gonna change anything anyway, so I don't know how you're wasting your vote. I mean, would it be wasting my vote to march to the polls and vote for Joe Biden here, even though he's going to carry this state by like a fucking 80% margin? No. That wouldn't be wasting my vote, right? So why would it be wasting my vote to go in my state that's going to go to Peepaw Poopy Pants anyway and vote Jill Stein? Tell others that's what I'm planning to do. Vosh doesn't seem to commie LARP as much anymore. That's because he was never a commie or even adjacent to a commie. Dude, he is a bog standard fucking centrist Dem liberal. And he likes to throw on the revolutionary aesthetic to pull young people in. But once he gets them in, he tells them Peepaw Poopy Pants and endless war is the way to go. You know, I don't know how that distinguishes him from a fucking shit lib, but that ain't for me to decide. I'm not getting my fucking politics from the guy. Humongous. Oh yeah, remember Humongous? Remember how like some stupid fucking reporter asked him outside of a polling thing, or I don't remember what it was. Oh, sir, what do you think about Trump? And he's like, I don't know. She's like, what's your name? And she's like, Hugh. What's your last name? Humongous. And then like the left was like, that's creepy. That's sex pest stuff. He's talking about his dick. That's unfair. That's not good. That's gross. It was just like, man, cope and seethe, bro. He just owned you with humongous. Dude, take the L and fucking hold it and move on and go pursue the W, you know? Like, because people don't understand this. Hold your L. Drop it once you've held it for long enough and go try and pick up a W, man. You gotta keep moving. They were hella mad, dude. Humongous. Triggered out of their fucking minds over a Ligma joke, bro. The fucking shame of it all. Do you have Ligma? What? Ligma balls. This guy's gross. Dude, they seethed over Humongous. Do you remember that, dude? It wasn't even that big of an own. That's the thing, is like, if it was a big, like, hammer drop moment, but it was literally just like the most lighthearted own ever. And like for 2 weeks, the left lost its fucking collective mind over Humongous, bro. Dude, that guy, I believe that Humongous still lives rent-free in some fucking liberal heads. Like right now, there's a couple of like 55-year-old white women having a late fucking lunch. You know, avocado toast and fucking green tea. And they're talking about Humongous right now, bro. Do you remember that guy that talked about his penis? Said his name was Humongous. Oh, I remember that scumbag for sure. I hope he's dead. Poor Humongous, bro. Too based for his own good. Humongous is my spirit animal. Oh, humongous. Yeah, Mo Lester or Mike Hunt or Oliver Closeoff. What's your name, Oliver? What's your last name? Closeoff. Oh! The left goes ape shit. Yeah, loose scunt. Alpha Kenny 1. Yeah, yeah, dude. Alpha Kenny 1. Harry Balzanga? I hate that one. That one's bad, bro. Harry Balzanga. That one's bad. But maybe that's maybe that's the one that Humongous needs to use next. Dude, if I was that guy, I would shit you not, dude. I would go down to the fucking whatever you gotta do, Justice of the Peace, and I'd get my name changed to Humongous right away, bro. I am the Humongous. Seymour Butts. Seymour Butts, bro. And the fucking whole left coped for 2 days straight over Seymour Butts, bro. Unreal. You are so handsome. Thanks. Buster Cherry. No, no, no. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. H3 held a charity for Humongous. Good for them. They're doing God's work. Can't believe how much you look like my sis. Your sis... Never mind. It's cool if your sis has a beard. I don't care. I read Alpha Kenny, buddy, earlier. You just missed it, bud. Inside every grown human is a 9-year-old boy's sense of humor. I don't know if that's true, but inside of me there sure is. Bro, my humor... my humor developed right along a fucking predictable track until I was about like 7, and then I think it just got stuck, dude, because duty fart poopy jokes. Just saying duty fart. Oh, just saying duty fart poopy made me laugh, bro. I make myself laugh by saying duty fart poopy, bro. I'm still 7. Dude, I'm over here trying to give people advice on how to be grown up, and I'm 7. Mike Litburns. I haven't heard that one before, dude. Mike Litburns, dude. Oh, boy. Holy Stromboli. Duty, dude. Poopies, peepees. Farts, toots, poots. I gotta stop. I gotta stop, bro. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. Huge Janus. Yeah, dude. Diarrhea song still gets to me. Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha, diarrhea. Oh, no, dude. Dude, no. No poopies, okay, guys? No poopies. Poopies. Doo-doo. Caca. Oh, man. Oh, God, bro. Really curious what that t-shirt's about. It's a t-shirt. That's me in the middle there in blue. That's TJ on top, me in the middle, Scotty in the bottom. That is the three of us consuming one another. Do you ever get tired of living off of welfare and being a burden on civilization? No, man. Dude, you know what I do? Every first of the month when that big fat welfare check comes in, you know that Bone Thugs and Harmony song from the 90s? It's the first of the month. Wake up, get up. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up. I listen to that, bro. And I go cash that check and I get a big 40. Paul, when did you decide to go on antidepressants and why? I first went on antidepressants when I was 13 because I was depressed. And Prozac was relatively new. It was even more new for them to start prescribing it at lower doses to kids. It was horrible for me. I've been on and off of antidepressants since I was 13. Currently on sertraline. And I found a dose that doesn't interfere with my life as much as other ones do. And it seems to help stabilize me a little bit mood-wise. And that's what I'm on now. But I wish I was on welfare. I hate working. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad I'm not on welfare. I think I'd go crazy if I just got money in the mail and didn't have anything that I had to do. I don't think it would be good for me. Personally, did not have a great experience with Zoloft. Give me that Z-O-L-O-F-T. Give me a grip. Make me love me. Would you say you have a positive outlook on antidepressants? I'm scared they'll make stuff worse. Yeah, I can't give you any help on that, man. It depends on the person. I've been on some that like made me way worse, and I've been on some that helped a little bit but had side effects that sucked. And the sertraline has side effects that suck, but they're lesser than they are on other types. It also seems to do a better job of interrupting my depressive episodes, does a better job of regulating my high anxiety level. So, and whatever dose it is I'm on, I don't know, but that seems to work for me. But you have to find what works for you. Dude, go to a doctor. That's how you get a diagnosis for anything. Nobody can diagnose you but a doctor. So you get to a doctor and you get a diagnosis. I was on Paxil for a while. The one that fucked me up the worst was called Effexor XR. It's extended release Effexor. Fuck, bro. That drug was wicked bad for me. Wicked bad. So. I got 26 treatments a few years ago and take morning now electric convulsive therapy. Yee. Yeah, I don't know, man. If it helps you, it helps you. I was on Trintalex and gave me a really serious panic disorder. I don't know about that one is. Yeah, I don't think I've been on that one. Or at least I don't know the off-brand name for it if I was. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I can't. I really cannot advise people on their stuff. As much as I might want to, it really is only what works for me, and it's taken years and years of therapy and going to different doctors. I've probably been to 24 different psychologists since I was 13, probably more. I've been on probably 10 or 15 different cocktails of drugs to try and treat my depression and anxiety, PTSD. What I'm on now seems to work, but I'm doing a lot of other stuff in concert with it, right? So I'm taking that and then, exercising a little bit more, eating better, taking better care of myself in general, and that all helps. Where are you that it's this bright out this late? I'm in California. The sun will not be totally down here until about 9 p.m. local time. That's about where it goes down for most people. A little later here because we're on the coast. But yeah, it's 8 p.m. and still looks like it could be like, late afternoon, 5, 6. A light hitting that house behind you is very pleasant. It's just very pleasant and in general out here. I got a little like stiff breeze blowing through the yard. And it's it's all nice and shady because the sun's way over in the west now. It's 10 here, so I was like, what the fuck? Dark ass 11 p.m. here in good old Kentucky. Good old Kentucky. The sun indeed never does set in Coolsville, does it? Cousin Alaska, yeah, they're in the summer months. If he's above that line, yeah, you get like 24-hour sun up, and then they'll have 24-hour nighttime soon. Pretty freaking crazy, right? I have family in northern Michigan. At the height of the summer, the sun doesn't go completely down till like 11 p.m. Yeah, for sure. I'm not as far north as that, so I definitely can't claim that, but farther up north, the farther north you go, the later you do get light. Fairbanks, yeah. I actually legit looked at Alaska. Amelia and I were looking at North Pole, Alaska as a possible place to try and move. But we just both got spooked by the idea that, like, dude, you're out on your own. We don't know how to live in a snowy fucking environment, Neither one of us has snow as part of our, like, skill set. And so we would have to really up our IQs, and we'd be so far from our families. And there'd be times where we would just be socked in with snow, and there's no flights in or out. And it's like, that's a kind of a crazy jump. I was there for the 4th of July once. We had to wait till like midnight to do fireworks. Yeah. Saw some weak ass Northern Lights the first time. It was so underwhelming. I want to see them, but yeah, I mean, if you see them weak, you should move to the Klondike. They have a lot of ice cream there. What would you do for a Klondike bar? I'd probably take you a while to get used to the day-night cycle also. Yeah, probably so. And I worry too about my mental health because, like, I have seasonal affective disorder. Like, my depression gets worse in the summer for whatever reason. Well, I know the reason. It's there is a link between anxiety, depression, and photosensitivity, and I have all three. I have photosensitive eyes just due to the color of my eyes. My eyes are a really like light blue, and as such, I accept more light into my iris, and as a result of that, I'm very sensitive to bright light. And when the sun is up and beating down every day, it triggers kind of like depressive episodes and stuff. So yeah. Yep. It's all of that, dude. It's like the heat increase, it kind of like feeds my kind of homebody depressive cycle where I don't want to go out ever because it's so fucking hot and muggy outside. And it just like, state you in? I'm in California. Blue eyes, I got the same issue. You know what, though? You got a superpower. When the lights go out, you can see shit, and other people can't. I found that out with my wife. Like, I will, because I hate bright lights, right? So I'll go into the bedroom, and maybe if I'm going to bed before her, I'll turn the lights off, right? And she'll be behind me, and I'll just run over and get into the bed, right? And she's like tiptoeing and like, whoa. And I'm like, baby, I'm sorry, here's the light. And she's like, yeah, I just can't see when you turn the lights off like that. And same thing at night. Like when we're at night out here, she will lose vision out past 20 feet. And I'm just like, I can see all the way to the horizon still. So that's one of the superpowers of blue eyes, is you're way more sensitive to bright light during the day, but you can see everything at night, bro. You got really good dark vision as a blue eye carrier. What? Blue-gray eyes, yeah. I mean, it's not everybody. You must hate living in Arizona. I don't. I live in California. Does the pigment not filter certain wavelengths? I don't know what it is, man. You'd have to talk to a doctor about it, but I do know that it's true. The dude came out as a Hillary Clinton supporter and a capitalist today? Oh, no. Do it or no. I have green eyes and can see pretty well in the dark, yeah. Bright blue eyes, see pretty well in the dark, yeah. When it snows, it really hurts my eyes. Yeah, that's called snow blindness. The same thing happens to me with concrete in the summer. I'll go outside and it almost feels like the sun is shining from up, down, and down up. Like it just bounces off the concrete right into your face and you're like, ah. And my eyes will literally like water with pain. Like I will have to close my eyes, tears will come streaming down my face until they like adjust. Yeah, I wear sunglasses all the time in the sun. Do you get your weed from the dispensary? Yeah, there's, well, like I'm in California, so it's all legal here. So they're technically, I guess, still called dispensaries, but they're just like weed shops. Hello, it's like the rain from Forrest Gump when he was in the army. Yeah. Sometimes the rain felt like it comes underneath. There was big old fat rain, little bitty stinging rain. Sometimes the rain came in sideways, and sometimes it felt like the rain was coming up from underneath. The closer a color to white, the more light it reflects. Yes. That's what I understand, yes. My left eye adjusts better than my right. Same exact setup too. My left eye is quicker to adjust to bright light than my right eye is. Sometimes just the right eye will get it real bad and I'll be like Popeye the Sailor Man walking around outside like, having light eyes and being short blows because the sun visor doesn't help. Aww. Aww. Poor little fellas. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. I do the one-eyed closed thing too. Oh, I do it all the time, bro. It's always that same eye too. My right eye wants to be closed. It's like, that's too much. But my left eye, I can peek through it. Think you'll ever talk to Vegan Gains again? Probably not. That was like a very, very big waste of my time. I mean, it was fun for people to watch, so I guess not a total waste, but like in terms of me talking to somebody in good faith and stuff, trying to get a conversation to move past go, it was really, really a waste of time. So yeah, probably not. That went rough quick. It's one of the reasons why I don't do debates a whole lot. I don't suffer fools. I will not let somebody jack off at the jaw and finish a sentence if I know what they're saying is weaselly misrepresenting what I said, misrepresenting my position, misrepresenting the truth, obfuscating the truth, cherry picking the truth. I don't let people get past that. I don't do that shit, right? And I kind of expect people to like meet me where I meet them. I don't spend my time wasting your time with sophistry. I don't pretend to not know what the word fucking normalized means in the middle of it. I'm not putting you through the word games. I'm not putting you through the fucking mental gymnastics. I just say what I think. And when another person can't meet me there, bro, I get tired quick and I realize I'm spinning my wheels quick and I'll just hang up on a motherfucker like I did that night. I mean, all I wanted to know was, do the ethics that you espoused in the first part of this talk when talking about animals apply directly to humans? And when he said the answer was no when it came to Palestinians, I was done. I was done. The conversation was not going to progress past that. We are on completely different wavelengths, and it would have been a waste of my time and energy to yell at the guy any further. That's, like I said right after, that's a level of broke that I can't fix. And I'm too old, and I got too little fucking time left on the earth to waste my time with a sophist. Retrospect, I think you whooped Vush's ass on a human level. I mean, I did, but you know, people, when you spank somebody's ass in public, and a lot of people have their ego wrapped up in that ass because it's their favorite ass, right? They will cope any way they can. So if you yell, you lost. It doesn't matter anything that you said. If you yell, you lose. You get passionate, you lose. It's cope. It's just like baseline cope. It's crazy to me how many people demean others that are humans. It's not all humans deserve freedom and liberty and justice that we are guaranteed. No, I know. Just like it's so easy for people to otherize people when it's far away in a part of the world that's just theoretical to you. Very easy to make prescriptions about how many lives are okay. It's just like that base step, putting your feet in the shoes of another, is so easy for some of us and impossible for others. I do it by default. When I see a man or a woman walking down the street homeless, my heart breaks, right? I immediately feel like they must be so hot. They must be so tired. They must be so sick and lonely and broken, right? And there are some people that just see fucking bum. Look at that scum fuck do nothing, right? I can't fix that person. I can't, and we're not going to have we're going to be talking past each other all night with those two different viewpoints. I don't otherize people. I see a human and I see a human. I know what human pain is like. I know what it's like to hurt. I know what it's like to be victimized. I know what it's like to have something taken from you unfairly. I know all that, and I would never ever look at another person and prescribe them that based on their ideology or their religious background or their politics or anything, right? Type of person that looks at another human struggling and blames them for it, right? Or the type of person that finds it easy in their mind to otherize people all the way down to babies because of an ideology that exists in an area that you don't agree with, right? So the reason why I think Vegan Gains doesn't think Hamas and babies, Palestinian babies, are worth the same as a chicken is because he thinks that because of that ideology of Hamas being Jew haters, that makes every baby a born Jew hater. That makes every mother a Jew hater. That makes every mother a fucking key Hamas supporter. So his contention is that there is no Holocaust going on in Palestine because there really aren't people being killed there. There are Hamas people being killed there. I don't think there are any other types of people other than people. A person is a person, no matter how small, no matter how big, no matter what color, no matter where they were raised, right? You want to take Robert Wadlow out? He's over here trying to countercope for VG. He got butter spanked last night. Anybody want to send him back to Vegan Gaines' fucking dead-ass show? I don't think he's smart enough to participate over here. We're all the same species on the same planet. What's up, Paul? Something tells me he doesn't hold that energy for himself and his government. America has fucked the planet, but probably doesn't think he should be killed for it. Well, he's Canadian, but yeah, point stands. All the same awful species on the same backwater in the outer edges of the galaxy. Yep. We all hurt, we all cry, we all lose, we all win. You know? No, I can't. Hi, get banned. Why would people ask me to say hi to a friend of theirs in the middle of this? You wouldn't walk up to a dude at the fucking bus stop and say, excuse me, geopolitics? Sorry to interrupt. Can you say hi to my friend? So don't bring that energy into here. This is no different. I'm a grown-ass 44-year-old man, and I'm sitting and I'm having a conversation with people. And if you can't meet me right there, you're done. The Vosh clause, yeah. Exactly. What I can't stand is this belittling of protests and people protesting. I see from a lot of people like, bro, at least those, yeah, no, I know. And it's just ignorant of the power of protest movements, especially mass nonviolent protest movements, sit-ins, civil disobedience, changed the fucking planet in the 60s and 70s. But for some reason, people look at you like it's a fantasy now, and there's more people than ever, right? The population has almost doubled since the 60s. And more people than ever. We could pack that fucking National Mall with 3 million people if we wanted or more. But people want to undermine it. Trump 2024. Oh, we got a Peepaw Poopy Pants voter. Peepaw Poopy Pants versus Peepaw Poopy Pants. What a lost soul. Imagine waving the flag, like live stream to live stream, for a dude with a big liquidy McDonald's dump in his pants, bro. Peepaw with a boom boom. Peepaw with a boom boom. Go Trump. I like Peepaw with a boom boom in his pants. What the fuck, man? What is going on, bro? I don't pretend to understand it, man, but... Nuh-uh, I like Peepaw with a boom boom in his pants better. He's the lesser of two boom booms. My Peepaw with a boom boom is the lesser of two boom booms. Boo Biden? Yeah, boo Biden. Boo the other Peepaw with a boom boom. Exactly. 100%, bro. Biden shit his pants right in front of the Holy Father, bro. He gets lost every 10 seconds. He shakes hands with the midair. He fucking loses. He reads the teleprompter wrong. He's fucking lost, bro. Yeah. I know you think because I hate on Trump, I'm a fucking Biden guy, but it's not. There are not only two flavors, especially on the left. There are plenty of people on the left that see the writing on the wall of the DNC and are not voting for Peepaw with a boom boom or making excuses for Peepaw with a boom boom. So your assumption coming into these types of things when you hear somebody fucking on Trump that they're a Biden supporter needs to be checked every once in a while, bro. I'm just calling like I see it, dude. I'm wondering why everybody else having trouble seeing reality. Got a sweaty dude with makeup, orange makeup all over his face, and a weird fucking rat's nest on his head. Big old boom boom in his pants. Running around saying, and your other choice is a Peepaw with a boom boom. Doesn't know what year it is. Doesn't remember when his son died. Shakes hands with the air. I'm not fucking cheerleading for either of those. What? Is Mama home? Is Mama home? Did you hear your mama? You did. You did. You heard your mama. I can tell. Yes, yes, yes. She's gonna come. She's gonna come right out. You will see her. You heard it, I know. Yes. I know you heard it. I know you heard your mom. She's coming. Give her a chance to get inside. She gotta park the car. She parking the car right now. That's what you heard open was the car. He's just not gonna be, he's not gonna be okay until he sees. He's not gonna be okay till he lays eyes on who that was. Come on, D. Bring your little booty butt over here. It's your mama. She gonna be out here in like 10 seconds. I heard the door open. She gonna come in like 10 seconds or less. I know you're very excited to say hello. Here. She coming. She coming. She gonna be right here. I promise. I promise she gonna come right out. You got my word on that, buddy boy. You really hear the hound in his bark? Yeah, yeah. It's loud. I know it's probably loud for you guys, but until you've heard it in public, dude, it's piercing, bro. You cannot not pay attention to it. Oh, there's the light. You know what that means? That means Mama's right there. There she is. There she is.
Hyper or indica?
Indica, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
You want to go in?
He's so fucking adorable. Such an adorable little turd. How do you not love him? How could you not love the Dinor? I have a big angry wolf dog. My dog's angry bark is deafening. Yeah. Yeah, the hound, Dinor got the like pipes of a hound. So his bark is like ear piercing, man. You cannot ignore it. Thank you, baby. Dinor was so excited. He heard that garage all the way out from out here, and I was having to explain to him right here on the stream, like, Mama is coming. She has to park the car. It takes her a minute. He's like, oh. What a little turd bird.
I'm getting a little better at backing it in, but still not perfect.
Yeah, it just takes time. It took a little while for me to just be like, fuck it. I've got 8 cameras back there. I'm going to trust.
Yeah.
I'm going to trust the cameras.
It took me a while to realize I just gotta pull up into the street, not trying to, like, do an L turn.
Pull like you're just going to head down the street and then stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do what I do. What dog mixture is Dinor? He's a Shih Tzu, Hound, Cocker Spaniel, and Chihuahua. We did the little doggy swab 23andMe paws test. We had to know, because he's such a mutant. I had to know. You can tell looking at him Shih Tzu.
Yeah. But he's got almost the look of, like, some of those other breeds.
Yeah, I mean, like somebody earlier said, I'm shocked that he, like somebody asked in the first show today, and they said, I'm shocked he doesn't have Schnauzer in him. And he does kind of look a little Schnauzish. But that's just the mixture of these weird breeds in him. You know, Shih Tzus have that flat face.
So his eye boogies are all Shih Tzu.
Yeah, his eyes are bugged out like a Shih Tzu's, but he doesn't have the breathing problems because he's got a nice snout on him. He's, you know, I don't know. 4 different breed grandparents. I have no fucking clue, bro. I don't know how that works.
All his little brothers and sisters were little puffballs.
So yeah, there's speculation on Dinor's parenthood, honestly, because when we got him, his parents were this big, like a little loaves of bread, little fluffy white Maltese looking dogs. And they had a bunch of puppies, all of them little fluffy white Maltese looking dogs, and then they had Dinor, who was like half again as big as the other little dogs and colored like a Shih Tzu. And so, of course, because he stood out from the litter, we ended up getting him. But, yeah, I mean, we had no clue. We thought he was going to be size of mom and dad, a bread loaf. We were living in a little apartment, like a little 850 square foot apartment. And so we thought, we want a little indoor dog and a little bread loaf dog. And he's more like a fucking Cocker Spaniel in size. How old is Diner? He's 8. Or he will be 8 in January or December. Somewhere around there is his birthday. So he's coming up on 8. It's a big loaf of bread. Yeah, no, he's a whole baguette. Okay.
He's right above the small dog thing. He's like 25 pounds, so not quite itty bitty dog.
Mm-hmm.
He's like right in between small and medium.
Yep. Paul, do you have a favorite painting? Yeah, I mean, not really, I guess. I love a lot of different paintings. If I have to choose one, I would say 1 Second Before Awakening by Dali. I love that painting. I just think it's beautiful. Very evocative of dreams, which is what it's about. Hence the name 1 Second Before Awakening.
By the way, not only was it the buy one get one 50% off, but I had $25 in rewards too.
Damn. Good shit. He's 8 already? Yeah. Pretty fucking crazy, man. But if you think about it, it makes sense. I got him right when I joined DP full time. And that
2015.
That would have been 2015. And yeah, that's 8-9 years ago. Makes sense. I didn't get him right away. I think it was a little less than a year after I started. After I lived there in Texas, we got D. So that adds up, because I think that was 2015 is about 10 years ago now. It will be soon. So yeah, 9 years ago or so, and then 8 years ago or so, him. Can never spell the name of the favorite artist, much less the name of the painting. Yeah. A weird-looking little mutt who's bigger than his siblings and parents. Every person who's seen him just laughs because he's so funny-looking. That's the same with Dinor. His eyes are something else, man. They're simultaneously goofy and remind me of like the new It, like the Skarsgård It, with the goofy, googly eyes pointing the different ways. But they're also like filled with so much like human portent. Like he'll look at you like legit, and this will be the expression.
Well, it's like he draws. It's like you feel like he's watching you.
Yeah.
As a person.
Yeah, because you can see the whites of his eyes because his eyes are so oversized from his Shih Tzu thing. Typically, dogs, it looks like they've got very dark eyes, unless they're Huskies that have those really cool blue eyes.
They
or
normally just look like big brown
blobs, or black,
yeah.
Depending on the dog. Like Boogie, you couldn't even see her irises, man. It was like 2 black pits in her head. And Dinor, you can see the whites of his eyes. You can see his eyes moving around, and there's just so much like human.
He's got little eyebrows.
Yeah, he's got like a little eyebrows that raise, and so he's got all this like expressiveness that's very easy to anthropomorphize him. But ultimately, he's about as dumb as a bag of hammers. He's lovable as all get out, but he is, he's thick. He's thick. That's okay, though. Makes him more lovable.
He has this horrible habit of growling at me every time I get into bed, but then immediately snuggling.
Yeah, it's weird. I have no idea what it is. We could break him of it if we just did some work with him on it, but it's just like, fucking like, why, though? But he used to do the same thing. He never growls at me. If it's the other way around, she's in bed and he's in there with her, and I come in, he just very quietly gets up and moves out of my way and lets me lay down, but when Amelia comes in, he wants to whine about having to move. So, I don't know. He's a little turd. How do people react to the name? We really usually don't even tell people his full name. We call him D. But when I do tell people his first name, they say, oh, Dinor? And I say it's dinosaur without the S. Yeah, that's it. A lot of people have asked me, is that an Indian name? I'm like, no, I don't think so. It's a goofy name. Sounds like he's protective over you. Oh, yeah. I mean, some dogs are everybody dogs, right? And Dinor is very close to that. Dinor does love everybody. but he's clearly bonded to me. Like, we have the deep bond that he won't have with anybody else, and then he loves everybody else.
He lets you do things to him that he doesn't let other
Yes.
people do.
Like, if Amelia were to try and lift up his tail to like trim a dingleberry off of him, he'd be like, but if I just get down there with him, he may like not like it, but he's like, all right, Dad, I trust you to monkey around with my butt. So he just trusts me more than he trusts anybody else, and there's really nothing you can do about that. That's just, certain dog breeds have that tendency. It's like the other Boogie, my little mini Schnauzer. That's a breed that selects one person, basically. They usually are pretty good in families, but they will pick, and it's really knowing who they will pick, because it's not always the person that spends the most time with them. They latch on to somebody, and they have chosen, like Schnauzer owners will say, I'm her person, or I'm his person. Like, I used to meet them out in the park and stuff, and it's very strict. Like, some dogs, it's like with Dinor, you only know it if you've been around. Like, if you wouldn't know I was his main squeeze unless you lived with us for a while. But Boogie, you knew right away. Because she was just like, people want to scoop her little ass up. She looked like a fucking doll, right? Oh, and she'd be like, like, don't fucking come near me, bitch.
Could you groom her at all or no?
Yes. Yeah. We found a groomer that worked well. I mean, like, that's part of the thing you have to learn with groomers. Some dogs are just touchy. So we found a groomer that she got along really well with. Knew how to manhandle her little ass. Because she was all bark, no bite. She was tiny, half a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
She could nip you, but that's about it. So she just wore gloves with her and let her get tired out nipping. And then we got to snipping. Did you get a good chug of water there, D? That sounded like a good one.
Dinor's the opposite of the groomer. They tell me he's not mean, but he just like sometimes just won't cooperate. He'll just sit like a log.
Oh yeah. No, Dinor does. He doesn't like being manhandled. He accepts it from me, but I'm about it. Me and Aunt Chelsea. He accepts it from Aunt Chelsea too. Oh, I drank too fast, of course. He chug-a-lugged too fast.
That's what we're talking about, him being thick in the skull.
Yeah.
Drinks water too fast.
Yeah. He just about as dull as a ball peen hammer, but he don't even know it, so it don't matter. Almost midnight here, time for bed. Take care, all. Uh-oh. People, please don't start treating this like an airport. Your arrivals and departures are only pertinent to you, but that's cool. Have a good night, bud. Animals seem to find a person for each invasive touch, like only one person to touch their paws, then another to touch their belly. No. I mean, maybe. Some do, yeah. They have the different levels of trust, but it's pretty clear cut with our animals.
I can do almost anything to Cricket.
Yeah. Amelia can pick up Cricket and just, noodle him all around. He don't care. Carry him any which way. Scratch his belly. I've got to be a little more tentative with Cricket. It's like, he'll let me get a belly rub in, but I have a 3-stroke rule. If he gives me a belly, I go 1, 2, 3. Because if I go 4, it's gonna be, you know.
He still does that to me.
He does, yeah. It's fun to play with him. He likes playing with it sometimes. There are people out there that want to like moralize with you about that with cats. That's your cat showing you it's stressed out. That's not playing. And it's like, shut up, dude.
He'll grab my arm like that when I'm just like sitting there sometimes.
There are just people out there that want to moralize about other people's pets.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, as long as you're feeding them and not leaving them staked out in the sun all day, it's none of my fucking business what you're doing with your goddamn pets, bro. I got my own shit to worry about. That's another thing about me that I feel like it's maybe a dying breed of person that just like minds their own business.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's nosy now. You know that app that people use, Neighbors or whatever it is? Nextdoor. Where it's just like the neighborhood gossip fest. Ooh, somebody was fighting the other night. Anybody know which house it was? And blah.
There's this suspicious car.
Yeah.
On the street.
Anybody know if there's more people living at such and such now? There's a car I don't recognize. You know what I mean? It's like, just what? Do you have time to give 2 shits about what your neighbors are up to, bro? Like, man, I envy you. I envy you a lot. It's just like, man, there were always like, back when I was a kid, the trope was meaning one, neighborhood busybody. That's the lady that's always got the dirt, or the guy that's always got the gossip, always watching, always cataloging, and then when you go by to talk to them or say hello, they got a story about something happened next door to you or something happened across the street. The neighborhood busybody. I feel like half of the people that exist now are the neighborhood busybody. Somehow,
cameras on their door.
Yeah, cameras on every angle of everything, like somebody's trying to get in your house like it's Fort Knox or something. And that camera, of course, the ones on front, they're to film your door, but also to film your neighbor's door. Oh, look who came and went across the street. Oh, is that a mistress? It's fucking like nosy city. And then somehow you got a job, you got kids, you got all these responsibilities, and you got time to snoop and peek and speculate and gossip about what's going on in my house or somebody else's, bro. What is that about? I don't get it, bro. As long as nobody's being tortured to death or victimized, or no animals are being cruel to, which I can tell there's not. I don't hear any animals that are whimping, whining, dying out in the sun. You know, as long as that's going on, brother, you could be running a sex cult in there for all I care. I don't give a fuck. You could be living 12 deep in a polycule over there and just like worshiping the sun. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. It's a desperate response to a lack of control they feel as the world falls apart. You think? I just think it's like lack of inner life. Like one of the things that you know, reading books availed me of is it like opened doors into the world for me. It made me look at the world in different ways. But really, I think the most profound thing that reading did for me, and I'm talking any kind of reading, fiction, nonfiction, historical fiction, scientific document, whatever. I think the most profound thing it did for me was it gave me a window into myself. And that's what I feel like is lacking. I don't feel like anybody's scared about the world ending. If they are, they're really good actors. Because they are fucking literally out to brunch right now. Like, to me, being a busybody on an app all day is not the sign of somebody who's terrified the world is ending.
But they are kind of like manipulated by like all those true crime things. It was like, it's the neighbor next door that you never suspect.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's what I think is missing from a lot of people. It's like, for some of us, and I'm not trying to say I'm better, it just, people are different, right? For some of us, it's almost too easy to step inward. Like, I find it hard to be outward sometimes. I get lost up in here. But for some people, they can't. I think it's like the Bene Gesserit shit. It's like, you know, a man that takes the water of life is the Kwisatz Haderach. The Kwisatz Haderach is a man that can see where women fear to look. Whatever, right? It's the same thing, kind of. It's like, I really do think like there are people that just don't want to even take a micro step towards inner examination because they're afraid that what they're going to find in there is yucky and underdeveloped and sad, and it's still a child in there that needs to be raised up. And dude, that's what I found when I sat down on the couch at fucking 30 years old, suicidal as ever. You know, I found that there was this aspect of me that I was emotionally stunted, that I was spending all of my time worrying and angsting about the world, and that my own life was falling apart while I was doing it. And what I didn't realize, among other things, was that I was doing it because of that. My life is falling apart, so let me catastrophize about everything else. Oh God, the oceans. Oh God, the skies. Oh, the woods are burning, and the wages are down, and the politicians corrupt, and God damn this, right? Because like what I needed to not be suicidally depressed was to have that fucking high-powered scope and teach myself how to go boop, turn it right around and look at myself. What is my place in this? What control do I have? Where do I have influence? And how do I exert the most positive energy in my fucking life? I'd never had anybody teach me that. That wasn't on the docket. My parents just didn't have the education. They didn't know that about themselves, and so they did their best, right? But here I was, a fucking 30-year-old man that didn't know himself at all. Couldn't tell you 10 facts that were deeper than a puddle about himself. But I could tell you everything there was to know about the world burning. I used to read, on the average, 3 major periodicals a day: the San Francisco Chronicle, New York Times, and the Fresno Bee. So I read my local paper, I read a California paper, and then I read an international periodical of note every fucking day. And that was during my breaks, before and after work, because I could get those newspapers for free because I worked at Starbucks. So I would just grab one that somebody had left, read the Chronicle, read the New York Times, read the magazine if it was a Sunday, right? I just read. World is burning. Darfur is burning. Fucking China is burning. Blah, 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 blah. And I could tell you, back in them days especially, back in like 2008, 2009, I could have told you every fucking thing going on in the world that was like sad, bad, tragic, awful. But I couldn't have told you 10 things about myself. You've been pumping out these ideologies lately? Yeah, I sure have. Unfortunately, I don't think most people even know how to do it or where to begin. Most people aren't taught to think critically. Yeah, I know. I'm aware. Look, it was very, very fortunate for me that I met the doctor that I met, and that I spent the time that I spent with that doctor, and that I went to school for as long as I did and took the advanced psych classes and took the childhood psychology class and took the human development class and blah, 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 right? All of that stuff, even though I never got a degree, all of that knowledge really helped me look into myself as well as other people. And it availed me of a perspective on life that includes massive amounts of empathy for human beings on the baseline. I'm the type of guy that'll empathize with a serial killer, not on what they did, but on their humanity. Like, you do a horrible thing to somebody, or a horrible thing to a lot of somebodies, yeah, you're a sick person, but what is the second word in that sentence? Sick who? Person. A person is a person. They're not monsters. See, I think there's a thing when it comes to, like, let's talk about that. Sexual predators, serial killers, mass shooters. We have a tendency, because it's easier to monsterize those people. To go, oh, Dylan Roof, the monster. Right? but he wasn't a monster. You don't understand a monster because it's something oogly and boogly that you think is in your closet, but you can never examine it. We can examine Dylan Roof. We can examine his family, his writings. I think he's still alive. He might submit to an interview, you know? Like, why would you shut the door on a person because they did something awful when they might avail you of some knowledge about your common humanity? But there are some people that are just like, fuck that person, kill him. I wouldn't say shit to him, I'd spit on them motherfuckers. It's like, okay, well, cool. What's frustrating is that these are skills that are well within anybody to reach. Yeah, I know. It is really frustrating, but you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink, etc., right? So I just try my best to say what I believe. I don't sugarcoat shit. I'm usually not trying to sell you shit, and if I am, it's just more of me. I'm gonna do sponsors at this point. Not saying I wouldn't, but you know, like my content for the last 6, 8 years has been really just made for people and really is like devoid of all the shit that you're annoyed by in other people's content, except we shill ourselves, okay? We're trying to get you to buy things from us. We're trying to get you to join our Patreon, get a t-shirt, you know, whatever. You know, that we have to live, but I'm not here to sell you a brand. I'm not a brand. I was talking to my wife an hour or so before I started this, and I'm like, she can correct me if I'm wrong. I was talking to her just like I'm talking to you. At least in my mind, it sounds the same. You know what I mean? Obviously, I give her a lot more deference than I give you, but you get the drift, right? My tone, the things I talk about, my pace of speaking, my tone of voice, my timbre, all of that stuff is not an act.
Just your volume.
Just my volume.
You don't ever talk to me as loud as you talk to me.
Right. I modulate my volume higher for you guys because that's what I learned how to do to make sure that I'm being heard and enunciating properly. If I had a demon when it came to public speaking and acting, it's enunciation. I'm a bit of a mush mouth. A lot of people don't know this about me, but some do. I will butcher some words sometimes, and I'll get caught in a loop. It's almost like a stutter, where it's like I can't say this 2 words together. I just right, and sometimes I'll get my brain will be outpacing my mouth, and that'll just you know. And what I learned to do is what I'm doing right now. I don't always talk at this like languid pace, but I try and keep the engine revved down to about this pace. I probably sound pretty good on 2x, but that's how I can be a performer and still struggle with language and maybe even a slight speech impediment.
You did have the tongue tie.
I am still tongue-tied, yeah. So my tongue doesn't flop around in my mouth the same way yours does because I've got, you know, that connective thing? I might even be able to show you, not in this light, but that thing that connects at the bottom of your tongue to the bottom of your mouth, mine goes all the way to the tip of my tongue. It just wasn't caught when I was a baby because it's not super severe. But my tongue tie goes all the way almost to the very tip of my tongue. As a result of that, my tongue doesn't have the same range of motion that yours does in my mouth. And so I probably talk very differently than you do. And getting it fixed now would be a pretty simple surgery, but I would almost certainly have to learn how to speak again.
You can only do it to little babies.
Yeah. Yeah, usually it's caught when you're an infant, like still like breastfeeding level infant.
They'll interfere with latching and shit like that.
I didn't have a problem latching onto the nip. I was able to curl my tongue up there and get that nip.
But that's usually how it's caught.
It's called a frenulum. The thing on your tongue.
Yeah.
Isn't that also on your penis too?
I think there is also a different.
I thought that was a penis part.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it just means like strip of skin that connects one part of the body to the other.
It's a small fold of tissue that secures the motion of
Got
So
it.
it's a thing that's in different parts of the body.
Got it. Where else are there frenulums?
So there is a brain frenulum,
A brain frenulum?
a digestive tract frenulum, there's a tongue frenulum, there's the upper lip frenulum.
Yeah, that one right. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that one. That one up there that like holds your lip down.
Yeah, some people get that pierced.
Yeah.
And then the lower lip, and then there's where the cheek connects to the gum.
Whoa, that's a lot of fucking frenulums.
Yeah.
All this time, I thought only dudes had a frenulum. Because that's like a sensitive spot.
And there's women have the frenulum clitoris.
So is it the clitoral frenulum?
Where the labia minora meet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess that would be a frenulum. Interesting. Dude, we got fucking like 20 different flavors of frenulum. I didn't even know. Did you know that shit? Brain nutsack holder? I know. A brain frenulum, bro. Who knew? What happened if your brain frenulum ripped? Would your brain just be sloshing around up there?
Frenulum of superior medullary vein.
Whatever that is.
Cerebellar frenulum.
Wait, so that dangly, stretchy skin under your bottom lip is a frenulum? Yeah. Apparently. Dude, we're learning together, Nugs. I don't know what to tell you. My mind's blown too. But anyway,
I
yeah.
can't explain the brain frenulum. There's too many big words and parts I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I fucking wouldn't even be able to. I wouldn't even know where to look for the brain frenulum.
Yeah. There's a picture. And I don't know if you can see that there is a frenulum label.
No. Oh, yeah.
But fuck me if I know what part of the brain this.
Yeah, it looks like that looks like the medulla oblongata or whatever, like down towards the base of the brain, but maybe it might be the middle brain too. I don't fucking know, man. Dude, biology is wild, y'all.
Dude, anatomy, that was my least favorite class because it's so fucking complicated.
That was one of the only science classes that I did well.
Yeah.
Because I'm good, like, at memorizing doctors will sometimes be surprised because I will say I got a pilonidal cystectomy and I had gynecomastia, not like, oh, I had boobs like a girl. I'll say the actual. So I have a facility for memorizing those things. I think it's interesting to know them.
But I can't place where everything is.
I was good at it.
I can't visualize the layers.
I was good at like looking at it labeled, memorizing it, and then testing on it and going like, that little wiggly thing down there was called the cerebellum maximus, and the minimus was bigger, which I thought was interesting. So I would remember little things about
but you
them.
Have the whole concept of the whole body.
Well, I mean, they built on it. So as the year went on, the end of the year, you had a whole bunch of different parts of the body. This is the medulla maxima, label these 3 parts. This is the upper arm, label these 3 muscles.
Figure out how like a certain vein went through certain joints.
Oh fuck no.
Because that's the thing I had to do, like where the entry point to these veins and shit are.
Yeah, that's some shit. We didn't get that far. It was like high school level. Yeah. They called it health biology. Yeah. It satisfied a credit. I don't know which one it was for graduation. A health class, probably. But I was legit good at that, but that's the only science that was accessible to me because it's not overwhelmingly mathematical at the front of it.
It's just
when you're learning just anatomy, it's visual and it's words you have to learn and it's labeling. I'm good at that shit. It's when the chemistry, right? Soon as you've got to do a formula, as soon as you got to take something into the world of math, my brain works at about 10% capacity.
I was decent at math, but I sucked at chemistry because I couldn't visualize it to save the life of me. Like, I had no issue with, like, word problems in math. I could visualize that.
Yeah.
But when it came to, like, science word problems, that's when it just...
Well, I took that health class instead of chemistry. Yeah. Now I'm remembering, because I I thought chemistry was going to be cool
Yeah.
because I thought it was going to be learning experiments, and then learning the like structure of these compounds and being able to label the different parts of them. And I was like, yeah, that sounds neat. And then the first day I was there, she handed us a worksheet and told us to open our book, and I looked at the worksheet and it was like FX under a squiggly line 782917 compound 13. I was like, well, I'm dropping out of this. And I did. I sat through one class. I went to my counselor and I said, I need to change to South Campus Health. I'm gonna fail this class. They were like, okay. It was like the first day. It's like the first 2 weeks there was a lot of people that transferred in and out.
Yeah, they usually call anatomy a science class.
It is. I mean, it's part of the hard sciences, but it's one of the easiest at least in the early parts when it comes to mathematics. Once you get into like maxillary joint operation and angular joint operation, you need to be able to do your fucking sine, cosine, tangents, your fucking graphing and measuring.
Not really even only, it's just how it fits together.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The path of vein goes through this bone and under that bone, and where that juncture, what's that called? Label that juncture. When it transfers from the vein that's on top of the arm and wraps around, where's the juncture where it enters the bone?
Yeah, and you have to be able to visualize it not just from like the top down, but like from
from all angles, because you never know which angle you're having to work on. It's for like doctors, you're talking about gross anatomy. Not just basic human anatomy, which is what I got. You're talking about gross anatomy, which is literally like the whole body and being able to label every process of it. Not just understand. It's like mine was more about, here's a deeper understanding of what a joint is. Here's a deeper understanding of how your spine works. Here's your knees. Here's your heart. Here's your circulatory system, right? It was very like, let's look at one aspect of the body and how certain things work together. Gross anatomy is, I point at something or a process in the human body. By which process does a human filter things like arsenics out of food before it's processed, right? And fuck me, that's gross anatomy. It goes through the maxillary tube of the second lingua and the fucking, oh Jesus.
Yeah, I can memorize shit, not from all those different angles and different paths.
I think that if there's one, so when you think of like the big jobs that people think of, where you go to college and then you land it, right? There's like scientist, doctor, lawyer, politician, business owner. There's a lot of stuff like businessman, maybe just like consultant or whatever, right? Or businesswoman. That sort of thing. That seems to be like the big five for me. And I think out of all of those, the only one of those that I even would have been able to wrap my fucking head around and enjoy would have been law.
Yeah. And the thing with law school is it's very different from what you actually practice. It's like all the fundamentals.
Well, yeah, of course. Well, I mean, it's not always, because like once you get late in law school, once you're out of pre-law is that. Pre-law is literally memorizing case law, memorizing cross-referencing case law, finding the etymology of an established case law and understanding how a trial works. It's the basics, right? That's your pre-law. And then once you're in graduate school for law, like at the graduate level, that's when you get into like, you're doing mock trials almost every day.
Not necessarily.
That's what I looked into law school. And that's what I heard. That maybe it's changed, and maybe it's not every day. But I'm just saying, like you're
Socratic methody, I guess.
Yeah.
And so it's very read the case and talk about the case.
You're supposed to apply the stuff you got in pre-law, and they want to see you do it in the real world. It may not be all the time, but I know that for every lawyer, there's a mock trial before you graduate. They at least do one. And judges will participate in that and be present for that.
Well, according to one lawyer, one of the most accurate legal law school representations was actually Legally Blonde.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah. Yeah, which is kind of funny. But yeah, no, like applied law is a whole different thing than theoretical law. And these things are separated by years and years of training if you go down the law hole. And I think that once I got through all of that, and I think I could have, because it's not math based, it's fact based, it's historical based. I could have gotten these names down. I could have learned these references. And I think I would have made a motherfucker of a trial attorney. I think I would have been great. Because nobody can interrupt you. You can say whatever you want because it's your time to do the opening statement, your time to do the closing statement, your time to, you know what I mean? It's like you get to hold a person to a standard. You're cross-examining somebody, they're not allowed to fucking do sophistry on you and then claim they don't know what they're doing. The judge will correct. You are expected to act like an adult in fucking court. And when you try and play games, you have a wide latitude as an attorney to punish somebody on the stand who's trying to play games, including up into being treated as a hostile witness, which is basically the judge letting you off the chain. Now you can yell at them and over them. Now you can badger them because they have been hostile and have shown a hostility to the process. The next step after that is going to jail for contempt. You see? You can't pull a Vegan Gaines and do sophistry on the stand. I think I would have loved grilling people. Oh my God. Especially because a lawyer gets to do it one way.
But you have to go through a lot of grunt work to get to that.
Oh yeah. You be somebody's fucking legal clerk bitch for like 5 years before you're sitting a trial. Yeah. Unless you want to be a public defender, then about a year after law school, you'll be sitting trials, but you just won't have time to know what trial you're sitting.
Yeah.
It's basically just go in there and do your best.
Yeah, that's why there's so many plea outs. They just don't have time.
I would have wanted to be like a county prosecutor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I have the stomach to be on the defense end, because the defense end just feels like, and it has to be, weasel shit, right?
Well,
Because
it's not about saying that your client's innocent. It's just saying
you have to, exactly. How many fucking defense attorneys know for a fucking fact they're representing a guilty person? That's the beauty of our system is, and that's the hard line you have to walk.
Well, the thing is, you don't even, as a defense attorney, you don't even want to know if they're actually guilty. You just want to find holes in the
Right,
story.
but you do. There are times where defense attorneys will sit down and question. You know it too, especially ones that have been working a long fucking time, and they know this motherfucker did this. Okay, well then, good to know that. But it's a beautiful thing. I actually admire defense attorneys way more than prosecutors, because you have to subvert your own ego and realize it is not your place to find the truth or to punish this person that you think is pretty much guilty. It is your place to provide a zealous defense for your client. Poke holes. Do everything you can, right?
Find ways to minimize what they
Minimize
do.
it.
Like if they're-
Now
if
there
they're
are
dead to
things,
rights,
right.
then you still have wiggle room.
plea bargaining,
Yeah.
right?
Or
Know when to
just
plea it out,
trying to get the charge lowered.
right? Lower the charge and plea out.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's the best you can get for your client, but you do your job because you separate it. As a prosecutor, though, you are given a stack of evidence. You are giving police and detective work. You are given an overview of the case and access to everything that the police touch, so you can double check they're not fucking you. You can go anywhere you want, subpoena any piece of evidence in this case. You can subpoena outside evidence to further your knowledge of the case. Call any witness you want, grill them like a fucking freak, and be on the right side, usually. You know?
You get corrupted by the influence.
Well, that's the problem, right? If you're good, and I think I might have been pretty fucking good prosecutor, especially if I was doing, like, think about what I was talking about last night, the honing the instrument thing. What if I was honing the instrument in court every day, right, for the last 40 years? I'd be a fucking killer. People would fucking roll their eyes and shake in their boots when they heard they got parky. But The thing is like power comes with that. You get a good record as a prosecutor, they want you to be district
DA.
attorney or assistant DA, or you start getting mayor whispers in your ear or whatever it is.
Attorney General.
Yep, attorney general whispers or state senator, all that shit. I don't know that I would have wanted to go past that. I'm not attracted to the power aspect, and a lot of those steps up that ladder. I wouldn't want to be a fucking DA. The DA never gets to sit in court one day unless they're testifying to something and then they leave. Right? The DA's got a big desk filled with paperwork. He schmoozes all day. He's calling fucking cops. He's calling people that were victims. You get a little power in the system, right? You get a lot of power. You get to decide how much investigatory power gets allocated to this, that, or the other thing.
What gets
Right.
pursued to trial or not.
Am I going to keep my detectives on this goose chase they've been on for the last 3 weeks, or am I going to tell them it's time to fucking cut that and reallocate these funds? Am I going to marshal my attorney force, right? My public defenders and my prosecutors? How am I going to marshal their time? How am I going to prioritize which cases get to the front of the docket?
Which ones do you even press charges for?
Yeah. Are there cases on the docket right now that just need to be dropped? That's my discretion. It sounds interesting, but it also sounds soul crushing, because it would be me sitting in an office in front of a laptop being quiet all day. So I wouldn't want that shit. I wouldn't want that step up. I have no ambitions to be a politician or really a leader of men at all. I would like, though, to be able to hold people to the fucking fire for a living. In an environment where, unlike anywhere else, I've got tools to make them stop lying. I've got tools to make them tell me the fucking truth about what they're saying.
What was that movie we watched where the husband and wife were prosecutor and defense attorney? It was like an old movie.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember the name of it, but I remember the movie.
It was like something about like women or something.
I don't know. How about Judge? Judge might be nice. I honestly envy Judge. Like, I really liked the judge on the case that I sat a jury for 6 months. The guy was really, like, if anything, I would criticize him on his time management. But the guy was really, really good at knowing when to be a disciplinarian and when to be kind. And he had a broad swath of powers that I didn't know judges had. You know a lot about judges from TV shows and all shit like that, right? You don't realize that, like, the judge is like God in that room. Like, even if the judge is wrong, you have broad latitude to enforce your incorrectness. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, if like you got two attorneys bickering, you can say, hey, I'm going to make a ruling right now. You're going to sit down and shut up, and you're going to finish this fucking witness within the next 30 minutes because we've been here all day, and it's getting absurd. There is no disagreement brooked. Any further fucking objections are prejudged and noted. Will be noted in the record, but the judgment will stand. Let's continue, right? You can just say that to adult people who are, once again, like, if there's anything I hate in the world, and you guys saw it last night if you watched the Geegan Veins shit, there's anything I really hate in the world, it's like people who intentionally misunderstand you to win points. Rather than standing on the strength of their argument, they intentionally misunderstand. They use a fucking loophole in the rules. I hate Weasley people. I love plain people. I surround myself with plain-speaking people who don't pull punches when you ask them a question, who don't tiptoe around people's feelings, who don't have little machinations in their mind about, let me think about what I'm about to say and make up a lie that makes me look better. They don't have that. They just say what they feel. I respect that more than I respect anything about a human being. If you're a plain-spoken person that's trustworthy and speaks their fucking mind and doesn't play word games, doesn't do sophistry, doesn't try and play weasel games to make a wrong opinion correct, if you're that kind of person, salute to you, because you're the favorite thing about humanity that I have.
Adam's rib. There we go.
Adam's rib. Yeah, you're right.
Tracy and Catherine Hepburn.
Yep. That movie's wild.
I just wasn't gonna give up until I found it.
Adam's rib. Yeah, that I can't believe. Yeah, now I can see why we didn't remember the name of that. What a fucking weird name. I know it's like basically a woman.
Yeah.
But
I was thinking woman something.
I know.
Yeah. Adam's rib. Married lawyers opposite each other in court, which would never fucking happen ever.
Bro, I'm not even kidding you though. Like, it triggers me. Like when people say, "Oh, you're triggered." A lot of times I'm just passionate. I know that sounds like cope. Maybe it is. But I will be honest with you. What really triggers me is a sophist, bro. I cannot stand sophistry for the sake of sophistry, right? The Socratic method is one thing, right? Drilling down into the meaning of words. It's not just that. It's like when a person is intentionally being evasive and refusing to answer your questions, when you've answered honestly and completely every question they've asked of you, and it goes on and on. It just builds up in me. And I get triggered out of my fucking mind, bro. Because I feel like, fuck, this is like inherent passive disrespect. This is a person who would rather waste my time than admit they're wrong. And I get fucking done. When I reach, and that's another thing too, as an older guy. Dude, when I'm done now. Dude, Paul, when he first started doing this, probably would have sat in there and yelled at Geegan veins for like 6 fucking hours. Paul now, bro, when I realize I'm slamming my fucking big Irish head against a brick wall, I stop. And I say, thank you for your time, fuck stain, and I leave. That's it. Tip of the hat to you. Good luck being a fucking self-refuting weirdo. Cool beans. Not just asking questions shit, but like when a dude all of a sudden doesn't know what you mean by a word. Like if you watched the vegan gain shit yesterday, that was really what got him hung up on, right? Was when he started going like, what do you mean by normalized? And I'm like, this dude knows exactly what I mean. He knows exactly where I'm going. He's going to tell me this number of casualties amongst innocent civilians is normal. And I was asking him, what's the difference between a normal amount of civilian casualties and a normalized amount? And the answer to that question, by the way, the reason I asked it, is if you're going to be honest, the only answer is, actually, there is no normal. It's all normalized. We have decided for ourselves that 900 civilians per one combatant is normal. But that's the process of normalization. There is no normal amount of human body parts laying in the street. That's abnormality. Okay? But he didn't want to go there, so like a sophist, instead of just answering and defending his position, he said, what do you mean by normalized? And when I explained to him what I mean, he still asked a different version of, I'm just trying to understand what normalized, right? That was when he got hung up on. At that point, I was like, let me get this dude in a trap. I had a fucking light bulb in my head when the normalized shit was happening, and I listened to him just pretend not to understand a plain English word. I was like, let me set a trap for this guy. Let me make this guy show inconsistent empathy for Palestinian children and animals. I'm going to see if the way he would treat a cow or prescribe that we should treat a cow is extended to Palestinian child. And I asked him a question that forced him to admit that it doesn't, and I was done. That was the exit ramp. That let me know, good and for all, that any more talking with this person is a waste of my time. I'm talking to a sophist. not talking to a person who's speaking from their heart. They're speaking from their brain because they're trying to be right about something that is wrong. And I think for Gigan Veins, a lot of people are like, of course he's a sociopath. He likes this or that. I'm not even going to go into his mental state. I think for him, he just likes the idea of picking a topic that most people think is horrifying and defending it. And on the other end of that, he likes picking a topic that most people think is nothing and defending it like it's everything. Because if he can be right about a hard subject, nothing makes him feel more human and correct. Nothing assuages that ego better than being right when you're horribly wrong, rather than being correct when you're wildly overblowing, right? So a contrarian, no. A person who a sophist. This is a person who basks in argument for argument's sake. They're not fed in the same way that I am. I love arguing, but I love arguing because I love to be understood. I would never intentionally misrepresent or obfuscate my feelings to make myself more right. If you catch me in a point, I'll go, fuck, bro.
And the difference between contrarians and sophists is contrarians still, like, believe. Even
Right.
If they just think the system must be wrong, so whatever the system supports, the opposite should be the real position.
It's not even really about the system. I mean, contrarianism is actually like a philosophical method that the Greeks would use. It's like there is value in saying no to everything.
Yeah.
Being the only guy in the room that goes, no, I don't think that's right because I don't think that's ethical. Even if you don't believe it, it forces people to defend their positions. Now, when people are called contrarians, it's a pejorative because people will use it like a sophist. Use it to obfuscate with word games and misunderstandings and rabbit holes and diversions and turkey hunts. The point. That's sophistry. What a tangled web we weave. Oppositionally defiant. Yeah. And you see these people all the time. Up until the point, have you, because I'll watch like arrest videos sometimes. My favorite fucking thing is, Karens, right? A cop will tell a Karen, all right, that's it. You're under arrest. And the Karen will say, I shit you not, this is how fucking snowed. All right, you're under arrest. And the Karen will say, no, I'm not. And it's like, but you see, that's a person that has worked in their life. People like that are like divorced from reality, narcissists, sociopaths. I'm not even trying to like otherize those types of diagnoses because maybe there are people outside of that really manipulate people a lot too. Bro. And see, I've bumped into these people in various ways so many times in my life that one is not sneaking by me, man. It's like a radar goes off. I think for a lot of people it's that way. It's like a primal fear type of thing. It's like danger. This person is not what they think. And they're not what they're saying. There's a shark behind that smile. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson. You guys have that facility? There are probably a lot of people in here that have dealt with malignant narcissists, dealt with people, in family situation or friends, right? You know exactly what I mean, right? You meet somebody, you don't know exactly what it is, but something is fucking off. It stinks. Some sixth sense in you, like the hairs on your back of your neck stand up, right? There's like a fucking instinct. Yeah, I know there's at least one or two of you watching tonight, for sure. And it's not something I was born with. It was something that, like, I developed by bumping into these people. 100% had it happen a while ago with someone on a Discord server. It turns out they had 2 to 3 accounts on the server, and the admins realized they'd stirred the drama. Fuck yeah. Dude, I mean, I appreciate the Discord shit, but that's a little online brained. I'm talking about in real life, man. You see a slimy salesperson or somebody that's like adjacent to your work, or like maybe a new guy at work, and you're just instantly like, you talk to him for 5 minutes and you're like, something's wrong there. Yeah, dude. Seriously, dude. I know, Johnny. I'm trying to be fucking nice, bro, but the online brain fucking level of shit, dude. I'm sitting here talking about like meeting a narcissist in person, and somebody goes like, dude, I know fucking exactly what you're talking about, bro. The other day on Discord, and I'm like, no, you don't. No, 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 no. But I don't want to be mean, you know. Oh shit. My dad is a toxic narcissist, so I can smell them from a mile away. Yeah, I didn't have a narcissistic parent. At least I think I didn't. Actually, I don't want to talk shit. Never mind. I do think I did, actually. But yeah, dude, I think it was that coupled with like, dude, really what I think developed it in me was in high school. I had two friends who were both pathological liars and malignant narcissists. And I didn't know, man. I was a fucking kid, bro. And to be honest with you, 99% of the time they were chill as fuck. But every once in a blue moon, like this outlandish, braggadocious lie would come tumbling out of their mouths like it was nothing, bro. And everybody else in the friend group would do that thing where they like don't say anything. They're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But their eyes are cut into each other and they're like, you know what I mean? Like every once in a blue moon, I had two of these people as really close friends of mine for all 4 years of high school. Pathological liars, and you know, I'm not trying to diagnose, but at least narcissistic personality disorder. You know what I'm talking about though, that fucking like eye contact when somebody's talking where you're like, is this fucking weird to you too? With your eyes, you know what I mean? Isn't it funny how human eyes can do that, dude? You can look at a person, it's almost like mind reading. You look at a person across the room and you're both listening to somebody else talking and you're like, yeah, man. And you kind of just like act like you're glancing around, lock eyes with another person and you're like, you know what I mean? It's almost like fucking psychic communication. It's fucking crazy, bro. I love that shit, bro. Well, I had two pathological liar friends in high school. Two. Count them two. I haven't told the story of the other one. I don't think. I've told the story of there's a guy named, well, I won't say his name. I'll make up a name. There's a guy named Keith and a girl named Tallulah. Okay? And Keith was a pathological liar. He was very indicative and he would tell stories that were really compelling, but it was like once he had laid the groundwork, right, with that story that was believable but really compelling, it was like the next story that he told you like just an almost completely obvious lie would come tumbling out. And I didn't know what to do with that because like I said, I'm not that type of person. Like if I open my mouth, especially to talk about like what I think about something, what I believe or what I've done, dude, a wild lie doesn't come tumbling out of my mouth on principle. I'm not saying I've never lied. Like I'm guilty as anybody of fucking telling a fucking lie, but like that's not how I operate. And so I was just like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, man, maybe this guy is that crazy. Maybe this guy has had that happen. Maybe this dude is a kung fu guy, you know? And this dude, like, that was just one of the things he told me. He told me he had some cousin that was like a kung fu master and that he'd been training with him since he was 8. And if you saw how this dude was built, it wasn't like a kung fu master. Like, he wasn't big and sloppy fat, but he wasn't, like, tight and toned and fucking muscly and ripply. He was, like, doughy and neck-beardy and hairy, you know what I mean? He didn't look like a fucking... he didn't look like a kung fu master, but I took him at his word, you know, because, you know, hey, whatever. Maybe he has been trained in kung fu since he was 8. Fuck, I mean... And that was the guy that ultimately, like, I'll just tell the story, fuck it, right? I was younger than him, by the way. That does play into account. I looked up to him. I was a freshman when he was a senior, and that's when we became friends. And that's when he really established his baseline of outlandish lying with me. And he and I ended up chilling one night, smoking weed at his house. Parents were out of town. Told me all kinds of wild shit. He told me this story. He was like, you know, I used to live in Vegas, Paul. And I was like, yeah, man, I remember you told me. Oh, here's how it went. Let me start it right. I went into his bathroom, right? And I was taking a piss, and we were pretty stoned. And I'm taking a piss, and you kind of whistling, looking around the room. And I look over by the, over on the side of the wall over there, and it's got the 10 Commandments. His parents had put the 10 Commandments up there. And I was like, it was just hanging on like a tack on the wall. And so I brought it out and sat down with him, and I picked up the J, and I was like, hey, man. He's like, you ever look at these 10 Commandments? He's like, yeah, dude. Yeah. He's like, yeah, dude, I see that every time I take a shit. And I was like, yeah, dude, I was in there pissing and I was reading them, man. You ever like go through these and see how many you've broken? And he was like, no, I don't think so, man. You want to do it? It's like, yeah. He was like, you promise to be honest? And I was like, yeah, you be honest, I'll be honest. Let's go through it. So we went through everyone. Honor thy father and mother. Yeah, I broke that one. Yeah, me too, bro. Thou shalt not steal. I've gaffled a few things. Yeah, me too, bro. And it got to thou shalt not kill. And I was like, dude, I've felt like doing it a bunch of times, bro, but I've never killed nobody. I've never killed nobody. I'm waiting for him to go like, yeah, dude, of course not. And he's like, well, I've broken that one too. I was like, you fucking killed a guy? He's like, yeah. And I was like accidentally killed a dude or whatever. And he's like, wasn't no accident. And I was like, I just stared at him. I was like, like, go on. So he goes, I used to live in Las Vegas, Paul. And I was like, yeah, you've told me a couple times, man. It's like, yeah, man, Las Vegas is real pretty when you go to the tourist parts. But you get off the strip where I lived, and it was the jungle, Paul Zigo. I was like, I'm a little fucking freshman. You know what I looked like when I was a freshman in high school? Imagine in your head, Toad from the Mario games? Imagine Toad, that was me, right? And this dude, if you want to imagine somebody, who does he look like? Dark side Phil, but thicker. Because he was a dude, he stood out because he could grow a fucking beard or like a big goatee. So he looked like Dark Side Phil, but thicker, and I looked like Toad, if you want to picture it, right? Some people like to picture it. So I'm a little Toad going there like, and he's like, so yeah, anyway, man, it was a pretty fucking gangster over there, and like, I had this girlfriend, I don't remember what name he said. I'll just use a name, Angela. This girlfriend, Angela. We were in love, man. I was like, yeah, man, I think you told me about the girl Angela, and because he was like a poet guy, right? He was like a poet guy. And I'd read his poems and stuff. We would, it was chill. He wasn't like he was pretty good, actually. Like, I remember, I don't know how good he was, but, for a high school kid, I thought his poems were pretty chill. And he had mentioned this Angela chick, or whatever her name was. And Keith is like, yeah, we were in love, man, but the problem was, there was this other guy that lived in the neighborhood. Actually, there was a crew of other guys, man, a bunch of dudes that would just chill in the alleyways and like beat people up and rob people and sling drugs and, just like basically the bad guys from a fucking street movie, right? But I'm a freshman and I look up to this dude, so I'm sitting there like, and he's like, yeah, dude, one day she called me on the phone crying. She said she got in a fight, right, with her dad. Dad was abusive. And I told her, my mom and dad are out of town. You come here right now. Come to me. You can stay here. We'll figure it out, baby. And she said, all right, I'm on my way. But she never showed up, dog. And I was like, so what happened? He goes, nobody knew, man. Nobody knew. It's like 3 days later, they found her body. She'd been raped, murdered in the alleyway, man, robbed. And I knew who did it, bro. The cops were like looking for information, interviewing everybody at school and whatnot. But I knew it was those fucking guys because every time she used to come visit me, bro, they would catcall like from the alley. They'd say shit to her, and I'd told them a few times, shut your mouth, you know. But like I knew it was those guys, bro. I knew it with every fiber of my being, bro, and I knew which one of them did it too, because the leader guy over there, bro, guy named Juan, bro. Juan, I knew it was him that did it first. It was his idea, man. And I was like, you knew, like knew for sure? He's like, oh, fuck yeah, man, no doubt in my mind. And so I'm thinking like, you know, he called the cops or something. Like, I was like, please tell me this isn't going where I think it's going. So he goes, and I shit you not, dude, he was so theatrical. Why? He's a theater kid. You know, I met him in theater class. He's like, so I went out after they found her body, the day they found her body, bro. And I went looking. And sure enough, that alleyway that was right near my house that they chilled in, they used to catcall her from, there they were, bro. And I just knew. They saw me coming down and they were like, oh, what's up, Keith? What's up? And I smiled at them. I said, what's up, guys? What's up? And I walked up to him like I was going to cop drugs or something, right? And I'm sitting there like, uh-huh. He goes, and I pulled out this knife. He reaches into his coat and pulls out a switchblade and goes, psh, flips it around and lays it on the table in front of me. Pulled out that knife right there. And I cut his throat from ear to ear. Laid him open. Blood out right in front of me. And I was like, you fucking serious, bro? Are you fucking with me? I wish I was, man. I wish I was. You're one of two people that know that, by the way, bro, because I trust you. And I was like, fuck. So you know me, like if you know me at all, I went home, like I fucking went home after that shit. And I fucking woke up the next day and I was like, was this pre-internet? Not pre-internet, but it was a time when it was pre-internet for most people. I was on the internet. This guy's family was not. Most of my friends were not. I had a little nerdy clutch of friends that were on the internet by this time. This would have been like, how old are you as a freshman? 14? So 94, 95, right at the dawn of consumer internet for very few people. So yeah, no, this was pre-internet pretty much. Not technically, but at a time where most people didn't have that shit. And so I was fucking floored, bro. And by the way, the internet, I did have it. It was the 90s, yeah. I did have it. But the internet was not a place where there was no Google back in the 90s, bro. There was no, like, you used a thing, I used one called Web Crawler. And it was basically a script that you would run. You would type in www.web, well, actually, you used to have to do, like, if you were going to type into the early browsers and go to a website, you would type in http:// or / www.webcrawler.com. And then it would be a thing, and it would take a while to load, and then you would put a thing in, and then it would take fucking like 10 minutes to spit out your shit. And a lot of times it was just gobbledygook. It was early, automated, like what Google does, but the very fucking early days of it, right? So Google has truncated the whole internet. Now Google basically takes a snapshot of the internet every couple of seconds and updates its search results based on that, and it's all automated. Back then, it was like there were people working on these like web crawler. There were people working on that, adding more functionality to it constantly, adding more, like whitelisting more sites, manually adding these data points where if somebody types in truck, let's show them Ford, Dodge, Mack trucks. Let's show them there were people literally like going through and filling in the blanks, and so like you couldn't just go like, how do I find out if someone's a murderer, or like, or like, where can I find murder statistics, or where can I find unsolved murder Las Vegas? You'd probably get like gobbledygook if you typed that in back in the day, and it was just hard to know where to go. A lot of counties hadn't like gotten a web presence yet, and certainly like documentation and PDFs hadn't been invented yet. Like the PDF file format wasn't a thing until the late 90s, I think, is when Adobe started making PDFs. I don't know exactly, but it wasn't around then. And so I went home and I'm just like sitting in my fucking bed, right, looking like a ghost, just like pale. And in my mind, I'm just thinking, am I an accessory to murder? Am I an accessory to murder? Is there an unsolved murder in Las Vegas where a dude was fucking killed with a switchblade and I just picked up the murder weapon last night to look at it? Do I know the guy that's wanted in Las Vegas for murdering a dude 3 or 4 years ago? And I was just like, what do I do? Do I tell my mom? No, that's fucking lame. Do I tell the cops? No, that's fucking lame. That's even worse. So I was just like having this conundrum, right? And finally I was like, you know what? Because he had a best friend, a guy named Kevin. I was like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. I'm going to ask Kevin and I'm going to ask Weenie. So I got these two people that knew him really well together, that were his age. They'd been in school with him. And I was like, guys, dude, I fucking feel awful about what I'm about to do, but I got to ask you guys something about Keith. And I shit you not, I didn't even get to it. And Kevin was like, he didn't tell you the murder story, did he? And I was like, yeah, he told me. He was like, that's bullshit. And I was like, what do you mean it's bullshit? He was like, Mike makes shit up. And I was like what? He's like being a kung fu guy, like being in a fucking car accident that hurt his leg, that cane that he brings to school, he don't need the cane. It's like, but I instantly felt better. I was like, whew, I'm not a material witness to an unsolved murder a state away. Thank God, man. Good Lord. But it came to a head one day when, this was after Mike had graduated. I said his real fucking name, fuck it. His name was Mike, okay? This is after Mike had graduated. And I was still in high school. And he had told everybody, hey, I'm going to go get a surgery to correct my knee. So I'm going to be gone for a while, And we didn't know for sure that his knee wasn't injured. We just knew that, like, the story he told about how it got injured was probably not true. So anyway, like, he went to the surgery and he was like, and we were like, yeah, dude, we'll come visit you. And he's like, no, you don't have to do that, bro. I don't want people to come see me. I'll see you guys after. A few days after. Nah. We were like, all right, dude, well, whatever, best of luck. And then we were sitting around smoking one day. You know how when you're like smoking, you get worried sometimes about people? You're like, we were sitting around like this, like, bros, can I keep it a fucking stack with you right now, bros? Yeah, man. I know you always keep it 100. Yeah, man, I'm fucking on God, dude, worried about Mike right now, bro. Real, man. Real, dude. I'm fucking worried about Mike too, bro. Maybe we should call his house, ask his mom if he's okay. It's like fucking 7 o'clock. They're not in bed. Let's do it, bro. So we went and called his mom, right? Called his house line. Mom picks up. We all knew each other's parents and shit. So like, hi, Mrs. So-and-so. She's like, hi, boys, how are you? And we're like, oh, we're good. We just wanted to call and check on Mike. Is he okay? And she's like, as far as I know. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, is surgery go okay? Is he out yet? She's like, surgery? What surgery? I was like, you know, the one for his leg. The leg that he broke in that motorcycle accident that killed his real parents. And she was like, what? I'm his real mother. And we looked at each other and we were like, this motherfucker's not adopted? We're like, Mrs. So-and-so, can we come over? And she was like, come on by. I'm kind of confused. We sat down and we just asked her, like, did Mike have, so you are Mike's biological parents? Yes, Mike had a brother that had Down syndrome that he said was his adopted brother because his family had adopted him. So your other son is his brother. Yes, it's his brother. Does Mike do karate or anything? No, Mike never leaves the house. Did Mike have a girlfriend named Angela? Yeah, he did. Right before we left for Vegas, he was sweet on a girl named Angela. Did she die, like, violently? What? Did you hear she died? I was like, no, no, no. He told us she died. She didn't die. Dude, his whole life was a web of tragic fucking lies, bro. So after that day, we knew. We confronted him about it, and he never really spoke to me again. Like, after we did it, like, the other two people, they'd known him longer. They ended up, like, I guess, palling around with Mike more after that. But me and Mike were pretty done after that, bro. I mean, dude, there's Busted, there's Caught Red-Handed, and then there's Mike. Bro, that's beyond Busted, bro. We got your mom on the couch while you're out and about doing whatever you're doing, and she's fucking unraveling your web of tangled lies, dude. That's beyond Busted. There's not a word in the English. You know what? There is a word. The Keno Casino word. Felted, right? Got to give props to the casino. Felted. That's the word. Dude, that's absolutely being felted. Caught in 4K. Exactly. No, you got no plausible deniability. You're like Shaggy in that It Wasn't Me video. She even got me on camera. It wasn't me. Yeah, right? I wonder why people lie pathologically. I studied it a little bit, but not directly, and it's been many years, Nugs. I don't remember exactly what the mechanism for pathological lying is. I know that it's got multiple modalities, so not everybody does it for the same reasons. So that's why I wouldn't want to try and name them, because I definitely wouldn't remember all of those. And there are different types of pathological lying and different reasons people will do it. You know, almost all of them are, if I remember correctly, and I believe I do, connected, very heavily correlated, at least, with physical and mental abuse as a child. So it's a defense mechanism. It's exactly what it is, Otello. if everything you tell people about you isn't true, then the chance that people will find out about the things you don't want them to know about you, like I have a retarded brother, right, become distant. I don't know whatever came of Mike. I don't know the dude anymore. Last time I saw him was at our friend Kevin's funeral, and the only words he spoke to me is, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And I told him, "I'm here to say pay my respects to my friend Kevin and his mother." And he rolled his eyes at me. So I think he hates my guts, probably. I don't know. But yeah, tragic liar. And then, you know, I knew a second one in fucking high school. She was in the same grade as me too, so we were closer. Dated a friend of mine. After we graduated, that friend of mine moved away. It was Rodney, okay? He moved to fucking Arizona. They broke up. And it was around then that I started to get exposed to the lying, because I started spending a lot of time with her, and it was kind of inappropriate for me to be doing it, because if, to be frank, we had the hots for each other. Like, we had done some stuff, and, you know, like, I wasn't, like, I don't know if I was super interested in, like, dating her so much, but there was a lot of, like, chemistry there. Some shit happened betwixt the two of us that was not strictly platonic. Now, they weren't together yet, but, like, you're supposed to keep your hands off your friend's ex, you know? That's not a good look to, like, swoop your friend's ex, like, a year after he leaves her, or less than a year, honestly, right? But, as I was spending time with her, and it was actually her house that I went and stayed at for a week when I was trying to punish my parents by running away at 18 because they found out I wasn't going to school. Yeah, dude. So her mom was really chill, old hippie lady, and she was fucking perfectly fine with me staying there for a week and not calling my parents and telling them where I was. And I got to stay there in the house with this chick. And, man, the outlandish lies started tumbling and tumbling out of her mouth, bro. And I'd noticed a couple before that were like, that sounds iffy, but whatever. You know, crazier shit has happened. I remember one she told me during that time was, you know, I had a champion show dog. And I looked around her house and, like, her mom hates pets. And so I was like, dude, when did your mom let you have a dog? No, not my mom, my dad. And I was like, well, you don't live with your dad. Well, yeah, but I would keep it over there, and I used to go see my dad a lot more. I was like, okay, well, what kind of show dog? What? It was a Pekingese, or I can't remember what she told me. Told me a whole fucking thing about it, whole thing about the dog, right? And she's like, yeah, you won this championship, and he won that championship, and he won silver at this championship. And I was like, damn, that's a pretty fucking famous dog, right? She's like, yeah, he was beautiful and just awesome, and I miss him a lot, you know? And I was like, I mean, he won all those championships. You got to have pictures. Let me see this little guy. And her face went like this. It was just a micro expression, right? But it went like, and I was like, and in my mind, I just filled in the blanks. I was like, there's going to be an excuse for why she has 0 pictures of a multiple crown champion dog that she owned. And there wasn't. Some weird shit about like, oh, my mom boxed up all our pictures and put them in a storage unit. I was like, oh, that sucks. There's a big photo album out there, though, with all your family pictures in it. Is he in there? No.
Oh, this your pathological liar.
One of the two.
Yeah.
And so anyway, the weirdest part about it was during that time, right before that time, she had drawn me into a pathological lie. It was weird, man. It was fucking like, maybe it was to get back at my friend Rodney. Maybe it was just because she wanted to have somebody in on it with her. But like I told you, in the past, we had not gone past like first base. We'd kissed a couple of times, right? One time, but it was really friendly between us. It wasn't like either one of us was pursuing, at least from my perspective, a relationship. And I'll never forget this because it's almost impossible unless the person you're talking about is 4'11", like she was. She was tiny, right? So I'm driving her back. We'd gone to see a play together. It was a play that one of our friends was in from school. It was a high school or a college play, and we'd gone together, not on a date, just as friends. I'm driving back to town. We're on 99. I'm doing 70, like you do. All of a sudden, I hear her seatbelt unbuckle, and I think, oh, she's got her purse back there. She's gonna, and she literally just climbs into my lap, straddles me while I'm driving, and I go like this, and she goes, no, 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 and she grabs my face and starts kissing me, and I'm like, like trying to, because I'm like, damn, this is hot, but this is really dangerous. But 99 is a big straight road. So it's like not as dangerous as maybe somewhere else. Just keep her straight. And it was like, to that point, the hottest thing that had ever happened to me. So I was like, am I about to fuck? And so I went back to she was like, let's go back to your place. And I was like, yeah, let's. I was like, I'm about to fuck. And then I had this whole conundrum in my head, but what about Rodney, though? This is his ex-girl, man. They broke up like 4 months ago, and I'm about to fucking tag his ex-girl? Rodney's gonna have to get over it. I was like, I'm doing it. No way, dude. No way. This is too fucking hot. So we got back to my house, start making out some more, right? She's letting me, like, I don't know, second base, which is like over the clothes feeling up for me. I don't know what second base. Do you guys even do the bases anymore?
No, not.
But you guys talk about, like, how far did you go?
Well, the thing is, I didn't have sex in high school. So
I know.
didn't have any
I didn't
bases to
either.
talk about.
This is after high school.
Yeah. I wasn't really talking about bases
Oh, okay.
after in college, but...
Well, you must have been, like, too mature or whatever. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I talked about sex. I just not really... Bases didn't come into it.
So, first base is making out, no feeling up, just kissing. Second base is, what would they call it? Heavy petting back in the 50s. It's like over the clothes. Maybe you might get a little whoop, 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 right? Third base is under the clothes, maybe even like, or a, right? You're penetrating, but not having sex. And then a home run is you have sex. So I got to second base. We're at second base, and we're chilling at second base, and I'm chill with that. And then she goes, I have an idea. And I was like, here it comes. She goes, let's tell everybody we're dating. And I was like, no, right? No. We don't really we're just having fun here, right? She's like, oh yeah, yeah. But like, let's tell everybody we're into each other. And I was like, why would we do that? She's like, it'd be fun. People will talk and bitch about it. And pretty much, I think if she did it for any reason, it was to get back at Rodney. Like, she wanted Rodney to hear I was fucking, right? And so I was like, but I didn't, I was young and I was boned up and I didn't know. I was like, all right. I was like, we'll try it. It might be kind of fun. You're right. I was like, what if we like it though? And she's like, I don't think I'm going to like it though. I really don't have those feelings for you. And then she literally grabbed me and we went right back to second base. Yeah. Then it was like third base the next night. And then it was nothing, but we're still walking around holding hands, kissing each other in public in front of my parents. Dude, she just drew me in to this like web of deceit that was 8 layers thick before I finally stopped it. I told my parents, I was like, hey, I'm not dating this chick. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Then I had a couple friends come over because they'd heard and they were like, yo, dude. And they came in and they looked all mad. And I was like, what's up? And they're like, dude, why are you fucking on Rodney like that? Like, are you fucking around with so-and-so? And I was like, bro, no. 100% not. Like, we messed around a little bit, and that's on me. I'll fucking cop to that. But we ain't dating. I ain't trying to be with her. All right, all right. And it got back to Rodney. He eventually forgave me for that shit. I ended up moving in with him, like, just a few months later. So, you know, water under the bridge, bros before hoes, all that misogynistic shit. But fifth base is the best. What's fifth base? So I had to call quits on that. But then it was after that, once I told Rodney that, he was like, bro, let me just tell you a few more things that happened to so and so. And he went through all this shit. Some of it she had told me, some of it she hadn't. He had verified all these lies, right? And I just didn't know. That's how I found out both times after the fact. So after those two experiences, I feel like I've got a fucking laser radar for when somebody's lying. And I'm not saying it's a superpower. It's just I've developed an ability to like listen to my own brain when it goes bullshit, and usually it's right. Nine times out of 10, it's right. Bro code is weird. No, it makes sense, man. You don't mow another man's lawn, dude. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, Marty. The fuck out of here, man. Don't mow my fucking lawn. I'm sorry, Marty. All right.
Make this just a little snuggle on me, Dean. I'm sorry.
What?
Just a little loose.
Not too snug, though.
Just wanted to not be able to shove my whole hand in there easily.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's more of like the 2-finger thing.
yeah.
I think it's just the slight weight of this tracker stretched it out just a little bit.
Maybe. What if the hoe was once a bro? Man, I don't know. I never had to cross that bridge with bro code, but I'm sure it would just work the same. A bro is a bro, and it doesn't matter if he used to be a hoe. Girl code is the same. I wouldn't hook up with. Yeah, I imagine it's similar. Although I think it's different with girls. I think it's less of a transgression with girls because girls will do that shit. And they'll be like, I think it ain't you, bitch. And then, like, the next day, they're fucking besties. I'm so sorry. That was so stupid. You're not small dick anyway. You know? Like, you guys love that shit. Dudes will get brolic, and it's like a, dude, you fucking went where I went, dude. It doesn't make sense. I'm not saying it does. You know? It's just more brolic with dudes. It's more of a cat, like, not to be fucking misogynist, but it's more of like a shit talk thing with girls. And with dudes, there might be fists thrown if you chase a dude's dick too closely. You know what I mean? Or in all some case. It's like I would consider it a pretty egregious breach of bro code for any of my friends to marry my ex-wife. Now, I don't expect any bro code from any of my friends that would know my ex-wife well enough to get to know her and marry her. But yeah, I would say that would be the flagrant violation, and it's not about like, that's mine. It's about like, because now I can't see you without seeing her. And now when I think about you or I talk to you, I'm talking to her. It's like, I don't want that. I severed that connection for a reason, and now you're pulling it back in my life? Like, nah, bro. That to me is more what the bro code violation is about. It's about don't let a girl use your homie against you, because that's what was happening. Don't let a girl use you against your homie. Because there are people that just want to hook up with your best friend because they want to hurt you. And they'll go, and that goes both ways. Dudes, too. Oh, I'm going to go fuck her best friend then. Imagine being more attracted to someone because they have a ring on their finger. Bro, that is a legit phenomenon. And I think it's like the chase, the unattainable, right? something illicit about being somebody that breaks a marriage. All of that love, all of that portent, all of that commitment. And it was my dick she broke it for, or my pussy he broke it for, right? I had an ex the moment we broke up. None of my guy friends hung out with me. Most were trying to hook up with her. I don't think it went down like that necessarily, but when I got divorced, all of my friends still fucking hang and chill with my ex, and none of them have called me in fucking 10 years, bro. So, what's up, buddy? Max Kibler's here. When I banned you before, Max Kibler, maybe not. That name sounds awfully familiar, you little scamper, you. Bro, your beard is the stuff of legends. Bro, I know. Every day I look at it, I get up in the morning, right? And I'm like, God damn, man. Fuck this day. And then I open my eyes in the bathroom and I see myself and I'm like, fuck, that's epic. Never mind. Today's going to be dope. I'm usually right. I don't believe so. It's all good, dude. God damn, it feels good to be a gangsta. It's all goo. I have no friends now. You have a place where you're talked about your favorite books, Paul? Yeah, I don't remember. I can't tell you exactly which one, but a lot of them have timestamps. Look at recent streams, and I mean recent like to last week. If you go through like this week and last week, I think you will find a stream where I list a fuck ton of books of all kinds of different types too. Like fiction, nonfiction, historical fiction, philosophical treatise, holy books, the whole nine. So annoying when your friends always try and cuff you when you're just trying to chill with them. I don't know what that is. I don't. That might have been just a typo. What did you mean by cake? Cuck you? Is that what that was? That supposed to be cuck or fuck? Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't gotta do that in here, I don't think. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I guess that's probably more common amongst chicks. Like if you have a bunch of guy friends and you're a chick, you probably do get the sense that all your dude friends or a bunch of them want to bang you a lot. And that does probably suck. You know, I don't know how to feel about it. My dad said men and women straight up can't be friends. I don't believe that, but I think there's some truth to that. And I said, I was a teenager because I told him I had all these female friends. My dad was roasting me for not being laid yet. I was 16. And he was like, "You still chasing that same piece of tail?" I said, "Yeah, Daddy, I guess I am." "She ain't give it up yet?" "No, Daddy, she ain't give it up yet." "Damn, son. You ain't got no other prospects?" I was like, "I don't know, man. I got a lot of friends." He's like, "Son, men and women can't be friends." And I was like, "Dad, that's bullshit, bro. Like, that's old school thinking. Like, leave me alone with that." He was like, "No, all right. Well, you don't want to believe me, but let me tell you something, son. You got a man and a woman. They're friends, right?" I said, "Yeah, they're friends. I got a lot of female friends." He's like, "All right. It will not be long till one or both of those people becomes attracted to the other one, and it creates a big old mess. And I was like, bullshit. And he was like, bullshit, huh? He was like, how hot are your female friends? Can you rank them for me? And, it took me a second, but I realized he just got me. Because I did lust after all my female friends. They were all hot. I don't know what to tell you. They were all fucking hot. They were all at the very least, like, legit cute. And I was like, fuck you, man. Okay. But that doesn't mean that because I don't, just because I look at them sometimes. And he was like, no, 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 that's not it, son. That becomes feelings. Feelings becomes emotions. And emotions becomes love and marriage. That's how it works, boy. Dude, my dad is fucking legitimately hilarious. I get a lot of my mannerisms from him. If you got, like I said, I've chosen not to have him on any of my stuff. Just because he's an older guy, and I don't want him to have to read all that nasty shit that people will say. My dad's I don't like, not like I believe everybody's gonna be nasty, but I do know that there are some people that would start shitting on him to get to me. He's an old man now, and I don't want him to have to fucking deal with all that. In addition to being old, But yeah, if you guys ever did see me with him, it's kind of eerie from what people have told me. We have a very similar speech patterns and mannerisms, and we look a lot alike. He's like me with short silver hair and no beard. Yeah, there would be harassment. I thought you said you were going to say basement dwellers, but yeah, there would be harassment. Yeah. I always look when creators bring their moms into it and shit, and I go like, ugh, bro, is that the best thing you want to be doing right now, dude? Especially when she's a nice looking little old lady, she just looks like she's, oh, I'm 65. I'm Floobity Gibbet's mom. And I'm like, oh, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. How do you deal with family pressure on Father's Day when your dad isn't worth a shit? My dad is worth a shit. So I called him today. I talked to him. I called my stepdad and I talked to him. That's how I deal with Father's Day. That's how I deal with Mother's Day too. I don't do the Hallmark shit. I'm too old for that. I might send my mom flowers on an odd fucking Mother's Day, but I just call them, tell them I love them. Happy Mother's Day. I'm thinking about you. And that's what I did for my dad's today. That's how I treat most Hallmark holidays. I'm not big on Valentine's Day. I'm not big on this, that, and the other. You know. To me, like, the point of those is to remind someone that you're thinking of them, that you love them, that you cherish them, that you're there for them, that you want to know that they're doing okay, right? Like, that's what it's about. It's not about, like, going out and spending $90 on a box of chocolates and a dozen roses or a fucking shaving kit and a fucking Swiss Army knife for your dad. Like, that's the capitalism worming its way into a holiday that's just about, hey, remember your family. Hey, Dad, I signed you up for 2 months of Manscaped. Thanks, son. It's easier for me to just say, Dad, I love you. Thank you for what you did for me when I was a kid. Thank you for putting your ass on the line for me and working so hard to make sure I never went hungry. I love you very much, and I'm very glad you're part of my life. That's easy. I think that's more meaningful than a shaving kit, personally, but I don't know. I certainly would value that more from my child. I think my parents do. I think my parents would think, oh, how sweet, PJ sent me flowers. But I think that if I call my mama and I tell her, hey, mama, I'm thinking of you on this day, and I love you, and I cherish the time that we get together, and I hate that we don't get to see each other as much, but I just wanted to let you know you're on my mind today. I'm thinking about you, and I love you. I think my mom would rather have that than the roses. I think she'd tell you as much. And so that's what I do. And there's no lie there. I don't lie. So, bro, the fucking like random drive-by pedo accusation, bro. Like, where's your head at? Is it like to like, are you expecting me to go like, what? Ban that fucking guy. Oh my God, son of a bitch. Yeah, I guess, maybe. Good try. It's just so weird. Like, where's your head at to do that type of shit, bro? Like, don't you know, like if you care about that type of shit, that it cheapens the genuine accusation when you're just turning it into another word that means I disagree with you or I find the way you look disagreeable. They're just trolling you, lol. No shit. I'm just wondering where your head's at when you choose that drive-by method of low-effort trolling. They love that you addressed it. I know. Can I tell you something, Big Aaron? Don't ban Big Aaron, please. Can I tell you something, Big Aaron? I'm 44. I started trolling at 8. I've been on the internet since before you knew there was internet. I got on the internet for the first time in 1986. I was on BBSs playing fucking online games that were text-based, okay? I played every single major MMO online game, mass multiplayer shooter that you've never heard of. As soon as they came out, I've been part of the online community for way longer than you. And I've been trolling for my primary job, really. It's one of the main things I do for a living for 13 years. So believe me when I say, Big Aaron, seemed like I was genuinely bothered. I was just asking a question, bro. So believe me when I say, Big Aaron, I don't need any advice from you at all, period, about anything. I don't think there's a single word that you could speak to me or a sentence you could tell me that would change my mind or life or outlook on a single thing. And if you know that, right, and you come at me like that, then you won't have to get corrected like this. Because I don't like that shit, bro. Meet me where I'm at. Don't make presumptions about who you're talking to, because I guarantee you, especially when it comes to like trolling, you don't know. Them calling you that as a way to mess up your flow and put you scrambling to be on the defensive. I think anybody that gets defensive, if somebody comes by and goes, "You're a pedo," I think that might be like a way of fishing for possible pedos. You know what I mean? Because if I like said that to somebody jokingly, like a friend of mine, he was like, "No, man, no, dude, that ain't cool. Cause dude, I fucking have all kinds of fucking kids around me, and I don't ever touch nobody, bro. I swear to God." And you're like, "Oh, slow down now, partner." You know what I mean? Like, why'd you react like that, boy? So, do you think maybe they're fishing for that kind of reaction from people? They're just kind of like going live stream to live stream. Oh, yeah, this guy definitely touches girls, touches little girls. And then if I go like, "Hey, man, fuck you, bro. No, I don't, bro. Bro." You know, if I get all brolic and bowed up about it, they're like, "Caught me a pedo." You know what I mean? That's probably what it is, right? Am I wrong? You think I'm far off base on that? Dude, that's kicked. It's time for another joint. think it might be the last joint too. We're starting to get down to the bottom 20% of juice. I think we're down to like 17% looking at it. It would be a hilarious reaction. I imagine it would be, yeah. And I imagine like it would be like the implication of that would be like, oh shit, caught in 4K, fucking. It's just like I've even gotten to the point where that accusation is just like, come on, bro. Which is sad because that type of shit is fucking rampant and a real problem and really destructive to kids and all that. And it sucks that it's just like an internet meme now, you know, like everything else. Thanks for all the steams lately, Paul. Oh, I know what you mean. You're welcome. Thanks for showing up. Woo. Look at how that joint ran. Oh, that was an airy hit. That's not a good sign. Oh boy. No es bueno. Dios mío. Madre de Dios. I somebody just asked for the book thing a few shows ago. I did a thing about books. You can go find it. I don't want to talk books right now. Can't say I've ever had a joint with it doesn't have a cigarette filter. It's just a cardboard tube. It's hard to tell. It actually looks more like a filter there, but like, I don't know. It's like one of those tightly wound cardboard tubes. It's like what's at the base of a cone. They just look that way. They sell these all over California. They're cigarette-like. So presumably, I think people get them usually so that they can do like stealth smoking in public. Like, so you're not like obtrusively puffing a big fucking joint in public. You can just light one of these up and stand in the smoking section. And, you know, in California, nobody's like sniffing the air for it anyway. Anybody that's been in California for fucking 20 minutes gets used to smelling weed on the wind. You know, like it's just one of the things about here, especially if you're in a public place. Spliffs are nice. I hate spliffs because you do like 25, 75, 25 tobacco, 75 weed. Then it just makes me have to smoke 25 more splits, 25% more spliffs to get high. Like, why do I want that? Yeah, buddy. Ooh. I've got a new addiction. The addiction is the electric tingles in my body when I do my yoga poses. Ooh, it feels so good. I like edibles, but to each his own. They are different. Yeah, dude, my chakra is charging. Dude, my sacral chakra. Storing up energy, bro. Zoo, 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 zoo. Probably doesn't make sense, but I'm a daily smoker as well. However, I just use a vape pen all day. Smoking and weed to me hurts my lungs too much. Yeah, I'm starting to get there, bro. Do my favorite thing, my favorite way to smoke weed has been since I was a kid, a joint, right? But it is also the single harshest way to smoke. It's also the most expensive way to smoke. You burn more weed faster smoking joints than you do loading up a bong, and you're getting a way harsher hit because a bong cools down the smoke, filters it through water, etc., pulls out some of the contaminants. So I'm not availing myself of any of the very easy methods to make it any less harsh. And as I get older, I'm not like I was when I was 13, 14, 15, started smoking at 13. You know, I could take champ hits by the time I was like 14, 15, clearing the bong, hold it in, talk to you while I was holding it in like that, and then fucking blow a fucking volcano cloud out, then go back and clear the bowl, right? And pass it on. If I did that right now, bro, I would cough myself into a fucking syncope event. I'd fucking pass out. So, I don't really know. I feel like I'm kind of like gonna have to confront, because I'm looking down the road here at quitting smoking. It's kind of been on my list for a while, and I really don't want to do it for the rest of my life. And I really kind of kicked myself in the ass for starting it again when I'd quit for so long. But I also don't want to get back on the baby bottle, bro. That's what I used to call it, because that's what I felt like it was. My vape. Bro, if you look at me in the old days, bro, I didn't even have a left hand anymore because my left hand had a vape in it. 24/7, 365. It wasn't here or right here in my pocket where I could feel it. I was panicking. So I actually expanded my addiction to nicotine by upping the dosage of nicotine that I was getting by probably at the time I quit, I was smoking probably a pack a day like I do now, maybe a little more. And I probably doubled or tripled my nicotine intake quitting nicotine, which is why? What? Because I was never able to even really step down the nicotine milligrams and shit. I got whatever the max was and I just cruised right there. And I did that for 8 years, vaped, fucking max nicotine. So I was way more of a nicotine fiend when I vaped. Dude, I couldn't go 5 fucking minutes without going out, grabbing my vape and vaping it. I would vape all day.
It feels like with the smoking, you can sit for 3 hours and watch a movie and not feel like.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, I know. But I mean, at the end of that 3-hour movie, I want to go find a spot and have a smoke, but I'm not dying. But dude, you took my baby bottle away, I lose my baby bottle, bro, baby gets hungry. Baby's used to fucking getting 32 milligrams of nic, vape hit straight to the lungs, 24/7, 365. Baby needs more nic. So I don't want to go to that. I don't want to go back there. Because there are ways that that's fucking worse. Maybe not worse for your lungs, but just Worse for your fucking like public image, bro. I was just blowing root beer, bubble gums, flavored fucking shit in everybody's face 24/7. Hey, I'm Paul Zico. You know, and it's just like smells like fucking rutabagas. It smells like fucking strawberry fields. You know. You know what I'm glad though, bro? Can I just be frank with you guys about vaping for a hot fucking minute? Why am I getting out another joint? I got another one right there. It's not even, I fucking just lit it. All right, let's put this joint away. Vaping. So when I got into vaping, right, I noticed immediately that a culture was starting to spring up. And I'm a guy that I'm very interested in human culture. And I was like, wow, you know, people are like not just using this to quit smoking, but they're like getting into it. Like they're modifying things, decorating it, and they're fucking like finding ways to make it more powerful and hit better. And they're, you know, rigging things up, and they're meeting and blah, 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 right? And so I had a vape shop near me that was having an event, right? And so I went to the little vape shop event thinking like, oh, it's going to be people, maybe I'll see a better mod. And when I showed up there, bro, it was heinous. Heinous. And I'm not even trying to be mean, but the amount of BO, the amount of like, what was that fucking type of shirt? Tap out shirts, and the amount of fucking flat brim hats, and the amount of like root beer pumpkin pie in the air, you know, and it was like just foggy in there, bro. The whole place was like, and you think like, oh, it kind of, like when you first see it, it's kind of like, oh, it's kind of cool ambiance, like a nightclub. But then you think, this is just like ejecta. This is like root beer flavored ejecta from people's fucking buttery lungs. Yeah, yeah. You don't actually. I won't claim I didn't get. I got sticky, but you can feel it in the air. It's like hits your hand when you go through somebody's watermelon cloud, right? You know what I mean? And it's just. And these dudes, bro. I walked around for a while in there, and I looked at some different. You know, he set up some tables. Like cleared out the shop a little bit, set up some tables, and he had some vendors there selling like juice and mods. And I you know me, I'm like a people watcher, and so I was just like, let me observe what's going on amongst these vapors, right? And it was like literal like fucking, dude, Star Wars nerds would beat them up. Like they're way down the totem pole from a dude that has a Star Wars bedroom still. Like they're fucking dorks, and they talk about nothing. I know it's a vape conference, but it's just like, yeah, dude, what vape you got? I got this. Oh, what do you like to vape? I like to vape watermelon, pumpkin pie, root beer, delight, supreme. What about you? I like to vape double bubble ice supreme, bro. Yeah. So you got a wife? No. That last part never happens. So what else are you into? No. It's literally just like, bro, there's this new vape shop up fucking Northern California, bro, and they're doing a double bubble, double chocolate layer cookie supreme. Bro, I swear to God, it's like taking a bite, bro. Nah, bro, they never can get cookie supreme right. I don't believe you, bro. I got a little bit right here. You want to load up your vape? I was like, so I went home, and I immediately jumped in the shower and showered the watermelon, root beer, pumpkin pie, yam smell off of my body and hair. And I told myself I would never again hang out with a vapor, and not with somebody who vapes, but like a vapor, somebody who's into it. And I would never go to one of those conferences or the con or whatever it was, little get-togethers of vapes.
There's stoners that are obnoxious like that.
Yes, there are. And dude, they were never, you were outside the circle. That was one thing, and I'm not even gonna, like lie to you guys. There was one rule amongst my friend groups that did, my friend group in high school that did drugs. Because I had a friend group that was like pretty clean because they were too nerdy to do drugs. But my drug friends, bro, there was one rule: 0 squares in the circle. 0. What that means is if you don't know what's what, if you like to tell, if you're annoying at all, if you like are a fucking douchebag, if you're a pretender, if you're taking mouth hits and pretending to be stoned, bro, no squares in the circle. None. 0 squares in the circle. And that's kind of mean and exclusionary because there's some people we probably assumed were squares that might have been chill if we'd invited them in. But it's more self-protection. Like, do I know you? Do I know you're not a cop? That daddy's not a sheriff? Do I know that you're not going to go tattle to Mr. So-and-so at
So
school?
the opposite of what Dare tells you.
Exactly.
You weren't trying to peer pressure anyone.
No. I didn't even want that to be near me.
Yeah.
Dude, you think I was evangelizing weed? That's why we hated people like that.
Yeah. The ones that have the...
Yeah.
Like, you have some little things like that for lols, but like, the people that are like, oh, I got all the Rasta colors, and I got the...
Yeah, the weed, the big
sunglasses."
weed flower on my shirt and the fucking thing. It's like, bro, like nowadays, that's whatever. But back then, that would be a square in the circle because it's like, stop broadcasting, homeboy. You're tattling on yourself. It's like, because cops still would fucking hassle you if you were a fucking pothead, dude. You had to fucking keep your shit chilled to a certain level. No squares in the circle. You guys know that song Rap Snitches? It's off of a Doom album. I love that song, dude. Rap snitches, telling all their business. Sit in the court and be your own star witness. Do you see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here. Fuck around, get the whole label sent up for years. It's like, dude, that's such a lesson. It's like, why would you brag on some fucking dirt you did? Or like, why would you need to bring other people into a fucking tight circle of friends that are all, dude, because it was so chill. You know what never happened amongst me and my friends back then? Almost never. That brawlic kind of like, fuck you, bitch, blah, blah, blah. Like, my friend group was just like, we would argue and maybe get mad, but like, we would just like, fuck you, man, and we'd walk away, and then like the next day, I'm sorry, bro. And that didn't happen every week or every month or even every year. Like, most of the time, we were capital C chill.
Getting into shoving matches.
No, and if people were brawlic like that, you know, if it had to go down, it went down. But it's like, we didn't fucking, no squares in the circle. Brawlic dude, you're a square, bro. We're not gonna smoke and fucking drink with a brawlic dude. Are you fucking kidding me? I used to feel the same way back then that I do now. I am not a babysitter, bro. I want to be around people that can handle their business, can handle their shit, can handle their weed or liquor or whatever their drug of choice is. Don't put it on me. Doom was a legend, bro. I was legit heartbroken when he died because he died young. So stupid. One of the most fucking unique artists in hip hop just drops dead. I think he was like fucking like 48 or 51 or something. It's like way too young. Irreplaceable. Rap snitches, telling all their business. Yeah, he was in his 40s, bro. Probably like not that far from me in age. I'm 44.
He was 49 when he died.
So yeah, just a few years. Like, he's born in 70. He's 49.
Born in
76. No, 71.
Well, he died 4 years ago.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay. You know me and time. That's part of the problem. I think you just saw what part of the problem is. I don't think about the past time. I don't truncate it right? Or what was that? What just happened to me right there? Because that was fundamental.
Yeah, you were trying to guess what year he was born as if he was still currently 49 and not dead.
Dude, me and time, bro. And it's not, yeah, I know what you're thinking. It's a stoner thing. It's not, though. It really isn't. Because, it can be a stoner thing. My
So he
whole
died
life.
from a reaction to blood pressure medication.
Yeah. Which is like, I'm his age or getting to his age and I'm on blood pressure medication. That's great, bro. That's fucking great. Fucking hallelujah. Time is a flat circle. Yeah. The black stars. You're him. You've been to Carcosa.
You know his song Coffin Nails was on Joe Biden's inauguration playlist?
Coffin Nails?
Yeah,
Who chose that one?
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't even know that song, but man, that title, when you're electing the oldest president ever, you might not want to put Coffin Nails on the inauguration
The
list.
track's inclusion was criticized.
Yeah.
Biden was vice president in 2010 when he was refused re-entry to the United States.
What? What? What was that last part?
Says Biden was vice president when he was refused re-entry into the United States.
When was Biden refused re-entry into...
No, when Doom was refused re-entry.
Oh. All right, I think I'm done with the joint for now. I think I finally hit it. I'm past the sweet spot, but you know what? I've been here before, okay? But if I go further,
Yeah.
the whole thing...
Words aren't making sense no more.
No, they are. But I'm having that fucking conceptual connection problem, because now I thought we were on Biden.
Yeah.
But you're using that as a reference to Doom.
Yeah.
I don't even fucking... The weed haze, yeah. Oh, it has descended. But you know what, bro? For a stoner, this is right where we all want to be. If we could keep it right here in this gear, maybe a little less stoned than this, we'd just be this all day, bro. Because that's really what a lifelong stoner is chasing. It's not like addictive physically like nicotine or an opiate, but it is addictive mentally. I hate it when people say weed isn't addictive, because I'm just like, you're an idiot, number one. Like, tell me you don't smoke weed and haven't been around weed smokers without telling me that you don't smoke weed and haven't been around weed smokers. It's like, of course it's addictive. There are different layers and types of addiction, right? It's not chemically addictive. You don't develop a chemical dependence on it. But it is physically addictive. It's ritualistically addictive. It is addictive as a mindset. It's a total fucking habit. Absolutely. 100%. I will not lie to you. I'm not one of those fucking pot smokers that needs to justify his drug use by calling it something that isn't. It's drug use. I wouldn't say it's drug abuse, but a lot of people would look at the amount of weed I smoke and say it is. I think the truth is in there somewhere. But what I won't do to you is lie to you and tell you I haven't met a million people in the world that can't put down the weed. That I myself, when I put down the weed, don't have a fucking pretty hard time with it, at least historically.
Well, like, I got that for you today.
Mm-hmm.
How much of that have you had out of the 20 pre-rolls?
4. I smoked 4 to the head. Like a champ. But that's a lot of weed. My tolerance is probably 2 or 3 times a normal person's tolerance. Like if you're a weekend warrior, you smoke a little weed to get a little relaxed and chill out with your wife or whatever. Dude, my tolerance is probably like conservatively 5 or 6 times yours, which is not good for your wallet. It's very expensive to support a habit like that. But I have yet to find exactly the right cycle of tolerance breaks and different combinations of different types. Because, like, you know, it's a different high when you do, in my opinion, oils, flour, and edibles. Those are like three distinct highs. So if you're vaporizing weed, that's oils and concentrates. That's one kind of high. It has a high. It has a feistier edge on it, man. It just really does. Comes on stronger, but stays less with you. And then there's a flower high, and that for me is just very mellow and predictable. And then there is a edible high, which is comes on very slow, stays up at the top of your high for like 3 hours if you take a big dose, and then comes down real slow. And it's a whole different kind of high. It's a very like relaxed high on edibles. And the indica is a very, like, I'm very relaxed now. But if I had taken this commensurate amount of weed in an edible, I'd be like a noodle, you know.
It's a good thing I didn't catch on to it, otherwise we'd be a little broke.
What do you mean?
Like if we were both smoking that
Oh.
much weed.
I don't think even if you did pick up that you would ever get to this level.
Yeah.
I could see you, like I said, a weekend warrior. Every once in a while, you have a little puff of my J or
I
whatever.
mean, you see how I am with alcohol.
Yeah.
Like, there's nights where I literally just have one beer. That's it.
It's like, you know, not to compare apples to oranges, but Ashley never smoked weed when I got with her, and she picked up. She really liked it, and she would still have to scramble to get a couple nuggets of weed. She had to come up with like hidey holes. Like she would take a nugget and put it away because she could smoke on that for like a week, but I would fucking chuff it in a night.
Yeah, you'd find it.
Exactly. And so I kept finding it stashed away. I'd go like, hey, damn, I'm out of weed. I know Ashley keeps a little fucking stash somewhere. Let me go in that room. Whoop, 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 whoop. There it is. Whoop. She would try and, we would get like pins. And she'd have, like, cause one of those, like the normal size, like vape pen thing, that would have lasted her for like 6 months, bro. And I would like suck it up in 3 or 4 days, bro. Chuck it out. So it's definitely me. And this is like, I think it's true of some people. I think I just have like a prodigious tolerance for most drugs, or the ability to gain.
Like alcohol.
If I were drinking, even casually, but like daily, 2-3 beers, I wouldn't even catch a buzz off of 3 beers after a month. So it would be just an exercise, and I like the taste of this. My tolerance goes boop, 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 up, 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 and I think it fucking peaks higher than a lot of people, and that's genetic. Especially with the alcohol. That's like my genetics are strongly Irish, British Isles, Nordic, all of
Did you
those.
just say you were done with 4?
What? Yeah, I did. You're right. I'm gonna smoke that after this. But you're right. It's just I'm on autopilot a lot of the time with weed too. That's a good point. You a big guy. I'm 6'3", 300 pounds, and I have a tolerance with everything. Yeah. I'm 6'1" and change and 300 plus pounds now. Probably 325, 330, if I had to guess. And yeah, dude. I think that factors in, but I also I know there is a genetic component.
Yeah, because my tolerance for alcohol is about the same now as when I was way smaller.
Right.
This is just where I have.
Yeah. And I mean, it's really a factor of, you know, you have more of like a European mutt ancestry. Like you're more evenly mixed with a bunch of different countries, and I've got like big Ireland, big England, big Nordic, a little bit of everything else. And that region, those regions specifically, are known for like prodigious alcohol tolerance because it's been part of their culture forever.
Well, like the Italian, they drink, but it's a very ritual.
It's dining.
Yeah, it's like have a glass of wine with dinner.
Exactly. But like you go, he's sniffing him a buggle. He found him a June bug.
You don't want to eat that June bug.
It's June, Mom. There's a June bug. I was sniffing him, but I don't know how to eat him. Bonjour, ça va? Ça va bien, et toi?
You don't want to eat no June bug. Cricket might try to eat that June bug.
He would munch that June bug. That June bug better watch his business. It's a pride thing. It really isn't though. Like it's actually like you can read on it in your 23andMe profile. Like if you dig in there and you go into your stats, it'll tell you you have a 75% higher alcohol tolerance than the average person due to your genetics. You have, 20% more Neanderthal DNA than the average person due to your genetics. You have, this. You are likely to build up, there's a thing on there, I shit you not, on mine that says you are likely to build up earwax in your right ear. And my right ear plugs up fucking like twice a year. And I've got to flush it out.
Mine's a little wishy-washy on what's accurate and what's not.
Oh, you meant Pride Month. I don't know why. I feel like there are like side combos and people just like. So I'm gonna ask my my mods to clean that up because we know how that is. You guys are not gonna walk up in the middle of a fucking conversation and go like, "Excuse me, Pride Month." That's like we can talk Pride Month if you want. You said June bug equals Pride bug. Then everybody else didn't need to go with it. Right? You were on topic, and everybody else that did a thing with it was just like confusing the fuck out of me.
Yeah, we talked about a June bug for a second, and then we went to something else.
Non, merci. Oh. Comment allez-vous? Comment allez-vous, mon bel enfant? What's your hair routine? I wash my hair on average, I think, about once every 3 days. I use a Head and Shoulders because I tend to get dry scalp shampoo, and then I use Pantene Pro V dry hair protection, fucking whatever it is. I put the conditioner in there. When I wake up in the morning, I brush it. If it gets kind of blown around in the wind and ratty looking, I brush it at night before I go to bed. That's it, man. That's 100% it.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, it's all over the place. What it could be.
Whoa, yeah. See, you are a fucking dude. That's why everybody in your family lives forever. Because you're like him.
Yeah.
You got all the good, none of the bad. Because you got not enough to have the bad, So not alcoholic, not, you've got every color eye. You've got everything. Pantene is nice. Is it though? I don't know. I feel like women would probably like that are really into hair care would be like Pantene is like not fucking good.
Pantene's legit.
Oh, is it? Okay, good. I love the way my hair smells and it makes it very soft and like not oily and flowy. And like I washed my hair, I think it was 2 days ago, and watch, dude, I'm gonna smell it right now and I bet it still smells like Pantene. Yep. Pantene and weed smoke and cigarette smoke, but Pantene's still there. I like Pantene. Paula's legit. Oh shit. Oh shit, son. Na, 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 na. My Grammy uses it. Oh, your cute little Grammy uses it. Oh, sweet. Mutts live the longest. Yeah, that is true. That is absolutely true. Mutts are way less likely to have inbreeding. How DFF going? Really good, man. Yeah, we got a show Tuesday.
I'm gonna be recording tomorrow.
Recording 2 shows, old school DFF episodes for our patrons tomorrow. Mine, well, I'm not even gonna tell you guys, but mine is fucking epic, bro. Mine is gonna be so fucking dank, bro. I'm already looking forward to mine. I don't know who's doing the other one. I think it's TJ.
Yeah.
So it's a TJ sode and a Paula sode tomorrow. I know for a fucking 100% fact the Paula sode is good. Where are you guys? We're in California. California. You know what you should do, Stuart? You should drive up the 405 till you hit the 117 and then take the off ramp and go back to Reseda where you belong. Come on, Stuart. You know the 415 is jammed. Are you crazy? That's, and by the way, I like that new fucking Saturday Night Live sketch because it's very accurate, okay? NorCal or SoCal? Central Cal. I'm in Fresno. I know. Unfortunate. I'm leaving soon, though. Valley Boy, yes. Mid-Cal, yeah. I'm a farmer. I know. SNL used to be dank, dude. When I was a kid, and I mean a kid, I never missed an episode of SNL, bro. I mean, I was a kid during the fucking early Farley days. You know, the early Adam Sandler days. That era was so good. And it is so fucking sad now. NorCal is pretty chill. I'm in Sac. Cool, yeah. I would never live in Sac, though, but I mean, good on you, man. You're probably not suffering with heat as bad as I do here, so yeah. What's wrong with Sac, though? Nothing, man. Old Town Sacramento is kind of cool. There's some really great restaurants down there, some cool bars and venues and theaters and stuff like that, right? So I'm just hating. I really am just hating. Like, Sacto's not super bad, but it's also not super good, man. I don't know. I'm hating from Fresno on a place that's way better than Fresno. I mean, Sacto would be an upgrade for me. I just don't think I'd ever move to it. I'm not a big city boy. Thank God I'm a country boy. I was born in Madera, California. Those of you that in here that are Cali folk will probably have driven through it 1,000 times, but have never stopped other than to take a dump. But that's where I was born, and that's my speed of life. That's my preferred environment, is in a small little town. I don't know, man. I'm definitely drawn to the big city, too, but not so much as I get older. As when I was young, man, dude, I had these dreams of just, like, leaving everything behind and just, like, taking whatever I had in my savings, which, when I was young, was never much. Going to fucking New York and just going to an audition and making it big and fucking fuck everybody and starting a new life. And like that city in particular, my dad took me to it when I was 14, and it like left an impression. I think it leaves an impression on everybody. Sometimes not a positive one, but it smacked me right in the face. It was like, man, you belong here because everybody belongs here, you know. You get sick of hearing sirens every hour, I promise. I've spent a lot of time in LA, and LA is the same fucking thing. Helicopters, ghetto birds, fucking sirens, fucking ambulance every 9 seconds. I'm actually a dude that is able to pretty much tune out the city ambiance pretty well. But yeah, I've, as I've gotten older, especially, like rediscovered an appreciation for kind of like this, being able to hear the wind go through the leaves, crickets chirping, frogs going ribbit, ribbit, all that. And that really is like, I was born and raised a country boy. Had a horse, had the chickens. Yeehaw. NYC is pretty depressing these days. It still has that energy, but also a lack of community like there used to be. Yeah, man, I wasn't in NYC long enough to get a beat on the community. And I was real young too. Like I said, I was 14 when I saw it, so the towers were still up and shit, bro. That would have been in '94. So yeah, I went and stood at the base of those towers and looked up them, and like the whole landscape of that has changed. It would be like going to a whole new city, I think, at this point. Only thing I'd probably recognize is Times Square because me and my dad stayed in a walk up like a block from Times Square for like a week. What about moving to Montana? Montana? Tony Montana? Uh, nah. A little too fucking country for my. Dude, the truth of the matter is, and I'm just gonna keep it fucking frank and easy with you. And this is the timer, by the way. That fifth one that I said I am gonna smoke up, I'm gonna do it now. This is number 5. It's going down the hatch. Listen, if anything, I know myself better at this point in my life than I ever have. I'm a California boy. Okay, I'm a West Coast boy. When I leave the West Coast, it calls to me. I compare everything to the West Coast and I find it lacking. Okay, I'm just a Cali boy, all right? I don't know how to be what I ain't. So there you go. I know a lot of people that are like that. And bro, there's bullshit here, bro. The heat is bullshit. The city of Fresno that I live in is fucking dog shit. You know, California's not perfect. I'm not one of those. But I'm about as Cali as I can get in terms of like, I love the whole thing, man. The good, the bad, the ugly. Cali needs to succeed from the rest of this garbage country. We're really the only state in the fucking nation that could actually do that. I was woofing on people earlier because I was like, it was like a couple shows ago. People were trying to fucking impeach Cali with me. And I was like, dude, you know, when this fucking country, like when Trump wins and this country comes apart at the seams and it's like Civil War II Electric Boogaloo, do you guys know what Cali people are gonna do? We're gonna seal the fucking passes in the Sierras. There's like 6 major passes. We seal them up, put some drones, some death drones out there, a couple tanks at each pass, right? And we're gonna be fine. And we're going to keep kicking it because we're the 6th largest economy on the planet by ourselves. In fact, we're going to get a bunch more money because we're not going to be subsidizing all our fucking hangers on anymore. You know how many southern states go belly up if California just decides to, yeah, we're not paying into this federal government shit no more. You guys work it out. We're just going to be California for a while. I don't think Cali gonna succeed, but I do think if shit starts popping off in the Midwest and the South and the East Coast, I do think Cali will seal up and hunker down, and I think it'll be just fine, and especially in comparison to everywhere else. I mean, if you live in the United States, a good portion of the shit that you find in your grocery store that's green, you know, any kind of vegetables is grown here. A lot of the meat is made here. A lot of the fucking wine is made here. Like, we've got food and industry and money and entertainment and everything on lockdown, bro. And we live in a fucking state that is 100% legitimately self-sufficient. We don't need you. If you, and when I say you, I mean if you're not in Cali, you need us, right? 90% of states are almost fully funded by California. I mean, per capita, California pays for more shit, especially in the South, than any other 10 states combined, bro. We've been floating these yokels forever, and it looks to me like they're about to fucking grab the pitchforks and the shotguns, and the South might try to rise again or whatever the fuck, right? And it's like, we're gonna go ahead and seal the passes though. Like, we're a legitimately mountain bordered state. We got the ocean on one end, and we got the Sierras. We got a whole ridge of fucking coastal range. All the way up north, we can seal off from Oregon, we can seal off from Utah, seal off from Nevada, Arizona, all the way down the chain. Close it down. Any yokel that tries to come up in, sorry, California's closed, homeboy. Turn around. That, I do kind of see that in America's future, honestly. And there will be people that will be very thankful they're in California if some Civil War shit starts jumping off. Very fucking thankful, bro. He who controls the fuel controls the food. Dude, you know how many oil derricks are off the fucking shores in California waters, bro? You know how many oil derricks are all up and down the West Coast? All up and down, bro? Come on, buddy. You think, you know how many oil derricks are on land in California? Do you drive through the Central Valley? There are areas where it's like constant pumping, bro. It's just like a field of pumps. California just fine, bro. Oh, that's your point? Okay. I thought you were trying to argue. See, I get brolic. Yeah, there's oil fucking derricks like right in the basin for LA. All up in the mountains, all down in the valley. There's oil fucking coming out of our ears. We got the largest stockpile of fresh water other than the fucking Great Lakes on the continent. We've got access to the most lucrative stretch of ocean on the planet, Pacific Ocean. There's nothing else like it. It's like twice the size of the Atlantic Ocean or something. It's got like 70% of the ocean's biodiversity in it. We've got a whole fucking unrestricted access, full coastline access. All the riches that come with that. And it's all locked in as California. And it's all, like I said, nestled very well protectedly in a fucking impassable, dude. People used to, you know what one of the passes into California is called? You guys might recognize the name of this pass. Donner Pass. You guys ever hear about the Donner Party? You guys ever learn the sad, tragic story of the Donner Party? They thought they were going to come into California real easy through that pass, and they got a little hungry on the way. Let's just put it that way. They didn't pack enough food. Where's the beef? No, we don't need Oregon or Washington. That's the thing, is like a lot of Oregon or Oreganders and Washinganders or whatever they're called. A lot of them go like, West Coast, best coast? And we're like, yeah, but if the shit goes down, dude, we closed the weed Shasta Pass. You guys ain't coming in. We got the best side of every fucking border deal, bro. You guys think we're gonna shut everybody else out and keep the weed Shasta Pass open? Are you crazy? No, sir. We'll have kill drones and tanks on that one too, and you guys will go, but West Coast solidarity? We'll be like, yeah, maybe. Not right now, though. The cartel. Dude, don't watch Fox News, bro. If you think the cartels are running shit in California, you've been watching fucking Gutfield too much, bro. Like, fucking, give me a break, homeboy. Dude, the fucking LAPD is like a private army. It's like larger than the armies of like 90 nations, I think. Like, give me a fucking break, homeboy. The cartels, bro. I know they whip up the boomers about the cartels. And I'm not saying there's no cartel presence, but as long as you keep your nose out of fucking people's business in California, what the fuck? I don't care. Somebody's bringing weed and cocaine in. People want to snort that up. Go get it. Yeah, they own Mexico pretty clearly. Although, I don't know, maybe this new president will have a way of wresting the Mexican military complex back from the cartels. I don't even know where you'd begin. Paul's the cartel leader. That's why he's downplaying it. Hey, I say, shut up. Don't say stupid fucking shit to me, I say. I'm serious. You better change the fucking subject. I'm sorry. What was that? People still bring weed in? Well, yeah. I mean, like, it's not like they stopped bringing weed in. Like, you still pay a massive tax in California. So, like, there are still people that want to buy fucking weed with no taxes. There's still a black market for weed. How do I get rich quick? Rob a bank. Otherwise, like, work for it. You know what I mean? Oh my God, don't give me your sob story about smoking. I'm a 44-year-old man. I don't need your advice or your concern. Ban them. Get them out, please. You would not walk up. I just want to put it in context. You wouldn't walk up to me at the bus stop. I'm having a conversation with people. Go, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. I know you guys are talking about shit. I know you guys are having a good conversation. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Sir, please stop smoking. I almost lost my dad last year to cancer. I'd tell you to go fuck yourself in public. Like, shut up. How to rob a bank effectively? Bro, you're talking to the wrong guy. You're never going to catch me transgressing in that way, bro. Like, I might speed. I'm from California. I will speed. I might jaywalk. I'm from California. I will jaywalk. I might flip in a legal U-turn or do, like, vehicular shit that that the sign says I shouldn't do. I'm from California. Of course I will. I got to get where I'm going, right? But as far as, like, strapping up and heading into a bank to get that fucking, to get paid, bro, I've seen way too many movies to know how that shit works out, bro. Haven't you? Dude, it hardly ever works out for them bank robbers, bro. One or two of them get shot up right there in the bank. And then the other three panic and fucking run. There's fucking dollar bills going everywhere. They get in the car. They're like, fuck, there's cops everywhere. Ah, you know, and they fucking drive. And the cops are like, and then like another dude in the back seat goes like, they're like, fuck, they got Johnny. They got Johnny. You know, dude, I wouldn't fucking like, those motherfucking pigs, give me a piece, Paul. I'm like, oh shit, bro, don't do it. Dude, you guys, I'm not cut out for that kind of work. I mean, sometimes you see a movie about a bank job, what goes right, but most of the time when there's a bank job in a movie, it doesn't go right, but for maybe one guy, and that's a bad gamble, bro. Because I'm probably gonna be the guy. They got Paul, man. Fucking blew Paul's head off. Look at him. I'm sitting there like tongue hanging out the side of my face, like, fuck, man. Shit, this is going bad. I'm just there like, it's like, no thanks, man. I don't think so, bro. The bank job goes right, you're intelligent enough to find a less risky way of making money. Probably, yeah. That's probably a good point. All right, good point. Yeah, I had to run it through one more time, but yeah, good point. Almost done, guys. We're getting down to the nitty and the gritty now of things because this phone is gonna die, and that's that, man. And then what? Then what will I do? I won't have a phone. You know? I don't even fucking know, bro. What time is it? Holy shit. Somehow got late. Edible is hitting right now, and that's shit sent me for seeing your limp head. Yeah, dude. I don't know, bro. Hot time, summer in the city. Back of my neck getting dirt and gritty. Cool cat looking for a kitty. Doesn't seem to be a shadow in the city. All around the people looking half dead, walking down the sidewalk, laying on a mattress. Look around, it's a different world. Such a good song, dude. That was like my favorite song when I was a kid. My mom got tired of it. She was like, babe, can we play something other than Summer in the City? It's like, okay, mom. Built my bed frame while listening. Great stories and talks. Hey, thanks, bro. Probably two more little hits on this, and then I'm fucking done, bro. I'm calling it. Shout out to the mods who kept the chat clean tonight. I appreciate you guys at all, as always. If you liked what you saw tonight, I'm gonna hit you up at this point for your subscription. Go bleep, go bloop, hit the thing, ding the bell. I don't care really, but like if you want to see more of these and you're chill and you like the vibe, that's how you catch them. I do them a lot. Make sure you get notified. Yeah, if you like me as well, I do a podcast called Deep Fat Fried, and there's a clips channel called Onion Nuggets that you can check out. That's how I make my money. I don't charge any money for this. I don't take donos. I don't monetize. I do this for fun. I do this to talk to people, to meet new people. So if you're new and just hanging out, consider checking those out, both on YouTube. If not, cool too. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.